Yeah, sounds good. And we are live, I think. Music time. There we go. Okay. Um, well, a lot's happened, but I'm still like somewhat excited for the mid-chapter, of course. Nowhere near as much as I would hope I would be excited for it, but it's all fine, really. I still personally have faith in Project Moon to make the right choice eventually. The fact that we've had radio silence since yesterday morning is a little worrying. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And it's scary, but what's the actual? I'm gonna try not to talk about it too much. I do want to keep I like keeping a positive mindset. I do have a generally positive like hopes for the future as far as like this stuff's concerned. I don't think like Project Moon's like doomed in its entirety. Anyways, it should be fun. If nothing else, we'll still be able to see more of Valamori's art, well, in the mid-chapter in S.E.A. I don't know what to call it exactly. I mean, I guess S.E.A. is just its name, so that's like, well, what it should be called. But it should just be called C or S.E.A. Because S.E.A. it's an acronym. It's a very like complicated acronym. I know that for sure. It's very silly looking. I don't know. This update should come out in 12 minutes. Still radio sounds from Project Moon. The Limbus servers are under maintenance, so like the update's still definitely going underway. It's just all so odd. I don't know. There we go. Hopefully everything's nice and set up properly. I think it is. I could always try. I don't know. It's hard figuring out what I want to say right now. I definitely think it's gonna be a weird mid-chapter, that's for sure. Some people are gonna be bothering. A lot of people, I think, just aren't gonna bother, which is also very fair. I don't know. I'm still doing it though. I can't quit that easily. Which isn't necessarily a good thing, but it could be. It's not like necessarily a bad thing either. Oh well. Well. Oh, that's an awful loop. Oh, I did not check this, like, to make sure this was an actual good loop of the song. Um, that's fine. Well, I mean, it's an awful loop always, I guess. I don't know if you can do a good loop for neutral. Just because, like, I mean, in LobCorp itself, the music just, like, cuts out, and then after a few seconds, then it just starts again. It's not really made to loop very well. It's all good. Dun 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 dun. Goes so hard. Record disappearance. Yeah, I don't know, because eight more minutes until the update actually comes out, I assume. We'll have to see. I don't think I've gotten any Steam update yet. Maybe, I mean, didn't they say, yeah, they said something about how it's going to download, like, everything again for the sake of, like, efficiency, or was that only on certain platforms? No, I think that was every platform. It just said different, like, sizes for every platform. Yeah, 7 minutes. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Hopefully fine. I can understand if you're not doing the best. I'm not, but you know, it happens. That's that. This is this, I guess. Very clearly not the correct place to use that phrase. Really shouldn't use that phrase genuinely ever. Which is why it's ironic, of course. At least in my usage of it. Hmm. Yeah, there's the awful loop of the song again. That's fine. Doesn't need to have any sort of actual good loop. It's every 4 minutes. It'll loop once more, and then it probably won't loop again before we actually get to the point where we actually launch the game. Dun, 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 dun. I can... What should I do? I think one of the previous streams I discovered that I sure can just do a... I can just do a poll and just have you guys just vote on whatever. I don't know. Okay, there you go. Here's the poll. And I think it should show up in the stream chat, I think. What do you guys think on this poll? Ooh, right now it's a Roland at 100%. And what a dominating lead. Oh, it's 50-50 now. Oh yeah, that's taking the entirety of the chat box. Alright. Well, it's a good thing no one's talking right now, because there'd be no sign that you existed. Ooh, Roland's pulling ahead. It's 2-1 now. guess this is also a... I guess 2-1 is also a dominating lead. It's a difference of 34%. It looks like the winner is Roland, with a vote of 2-1. I'm good. I'm good at entertaining myself with the stupidest things. Like, was that even a funny joke? No. Did I like it? Yes. Full complete. 3 votes. Truly incredible. Well, let's see. Okay, three more minutes to go. And then, of course, update time, so it'll take a little bit to update, as it always... Or it's gonna take a long time to update, isn't it? Because it's like 5 gigabytes worth of stuff, because it's re-downloading everything for the sake of, like... I don't actually know what it's for the sake of exactly. I assume just for, like, the sake of, like, file compression stuff. I don't know. It was something weird like that. I guess I can look at the patch notes, see exactly what it said here. Yeah. There will be a resource update to accommodate the resource version, which requires a full resource re-download on Steam for 5 gigabytes. Issue where content's downloaded sizes were incorrectly calculated. So some images are just the wrong sizes, I guess. So they're just going to re-download all of the resources. Fair enough. It is funny how it's 7 gigabytes for Android, but 5 for iOS and Steam. I wonder why that is. Is it just an operating system difference? I don't know a lot of, like, the specifics as to how they are different, like, internally. Of course, they're all running on, like, very different, like, different systems, so of course I'm sure it's different. I just don't know how different. Okay, 1 more minute. And then the update should happen. You'd think. I don't know why I said that like there's a chance it doesn't, because as far as I can tell, it is perfectly normal as far as the game itself is concerned. It's just abnormal with the community around it. Okay, it's 10 now. What happens if I launch the game? Okay, music dies here. Oh. There we go. Downloading 2.8 gigabytes of data. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not the 5 gigabytes they said. So we will see. It's gonna take a minute though. Let me switch over and turn the chat back on. Yep. Oh wait, it's just 1. 0 to 1. Interesting. Have they just changed it so it doesn't show, like, specifics? Is it only ever going to be, like, 0 to 1 from now on? Is it not, like, each individual bar? It's just all going to happen at 1 bar? I guess that makes it a little easier to understand what's going on. Because, like, some bars took forever, some bars you'd, like, see for, like, a second. So I guess making it all 1 bar is a simple enough change. And I guess I'm going to be grinding this for a while eventually. We'll have to see how grindy it is compared to Hell's Chicken. It sounds like they are changing it a bunch so there's a bit more variety in the grinding. I think it's not going to be as bad, especially right now. But we'll see. We will see. I'm fine if it's bad. Like I've said before, I enjoy the grind. And, like, in a strange way, it will help me get my mind off, you know, the recent PM events. It's a very ironic thing to say. I get my mind off it by playing more of their game, but, you know, that's how it is. Hi. Hello. It's It's update time. I'll enjoy it as much as I can, that's for sure. Once it actually, like, I think once I actually get into the actual update, once we actually start doing this stuff, I think then I'll be in a much better mood about it. I'll get back into the swing of things. That's how it was for, like, Mirror Dungeon stuff. Like, I really, like, when I didn't really talk about it much in Daily Mirror Dungeon today because of the fact that, like, I didn't really, need to. I was focused on the game itself. It's sad we might have to go through some... It's sad, but we might have to go through some hard times. Yeah, that's true. I don't think it's the end for PMP. A lot of people have been doomsaying stuff like this. They've made many a mistake. It's commonplace. It was sooner or later something like this was bound to happen. Some sort of big controversy, something like that. And so it's definitely rough, but things will get better. Okay, we're halfway through the update now. That's nice. Wait, it's already open? The update, it should be... I don't know, you have to do the update, but yeah, if you launch the game, it should be good. I don't know, if you're on a mobile platform, I don't know how it works. I think a lot of the times the mobile platforms have the updates, like, work weirdly. You might need to get, like, an app update or something first, when I didn't need a Steam update. It's gotchas. Yeah. It was gonna happen sooner or later. Like, Ruina had its fair share of issues near the end with the Ruina's review bombing case. Although there the stakes were a lot lower. Here it's actually, like, resulted in, like, a woman, like, losing her job and losing any chance of finding a job in the future, possibly, if Project Moon doesn't do something because of situations. Correction, controversy is common with gotchas. Yeah. Once again, it seems like there's just... I think someone who, like... I think there was something about how someone who was, like, trying, like, doing this whole, like, I don't even know what to call it, who was attacking, like, the artist was, like, they said something about them also being, like, the same group who review bombed Ruina near the end of its time. Hello. Hello. It is, it's update day. It's a time to be happy. Like I said before, I'm being like dejected about now. Once we get into the swing of things, I'll be in a much better mood. Okay, it's almost done updating now. A little longish update. That's fine. Like, it's because they're, like, just re-downloading a bunch of random things for the sake of file size convenience. Like, it's a big download, but it'll be less. You know, with Genshin Bomb, Arknights, Honkai Incident as well. Once again, I don't pay any attention to gacha games, so I just know they do have a lot of controversy. I don't know a lot of specifics, because, like, I've never really played a gacha game before. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be the case with any game that's free to play, especially. Because the thing is, anyone can play it. That's the issue. You're not gatekept by the price, so people can play it, and people don't need to actually pay any money to leave bad reviews. That's the issue with review bombing when it comes to free games. Like, it's super easy for people who don't actually have any, like, interest in the game to bomb the reviews. Oh. But it looks like 100%. It's taking a second, but it is at 100%, so it should be... It would logically be done downloading if it was at 100%, but it's taking a moment still. Hopefully this is fine. Hopefully this is an intentional, like, making sure, like, last second thing that's just not being updated correctly on the display. I really hope it didn't just freeze or something. Like, clicking doesn't do anything. Are any of you guys updating the game while at the same time? Have you guys managed to launch the game yet? Is this just a me issue, or is there something genuinely wrong right now? Do any of you guys know? Hmm. Yeah, no, this is bad. Like the stream, it's fine, right? It's not a connection issue. Nope. Hmm. Your Steam doesn't let. You don't need a Steam update. Just launch the game. It's a completely in-game update. There's no Steam update for this update. So if you just straight up launch the game, you should be set. Well, it'll launch the game. It'll update once you launch the game. But hmm. You know, this is genuinely worrying. I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else having similar issues. You can't boot for about a month. I think it's just a device issue though. Yeah, I think that's like my phone hasn't been able to launch Limbus ever since like roughly the start of season 2. So if you're on like a weaker phone, something like that, or just even a weaker computer overall, I can definitely see how stuff might not be working. Bad ending. Okay, I looked up Limbus Company on Twitter, sorted by latest, and looked, and there's at least one image of one other person having the same issue. This is the worst thing you've seen in your life. The first gacha you played is dead. Hmm. Yeah, of course that's the issue with. Okay, like, did you watch Barbie? I have not. I haven't watched Barbie or Oppenheimer. I played Pikmin 4. Because that Pikmin 4 was the same day. That was my response. It looks like similar issues elsewhere. Hmm. But you're in it right now. Might just be server issues. Okay. Like, what if I look at Steam charts isn't gonna show a good. It's not gonna be accurate. Yeah, no, it is very much not. Hmm. You said you got an eventually, so I think I just need to wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. It just takes a second. But now we're actually in. It only took like, well, 12 minutes for the entire update. Ooh, there it is. I almost instantly modularized all mine Kaplan. That is not the play. Lunacy, yeah. The usual, we can do a fair bit of 10 pulls now. Don't know why I'm checking that. There's nothing there. Neutral extraction, and then if I click on this. Honey Sung. Vote center. Yeah, there's the Molar Office logo. That is pretty much just the Molar Office logo. Yeah, no longer hidden. It's guaranteed now. Praise for the rolls. Yeah, yeah, Molar Boatworks Fixer. There it is. There's the name. Oh, funny. Season 2 reminiscent event. Yeah. It's no longer being hidden from us, which of course makes sense. Well, oh yeah, I get some thread, that's nice, from the ended things. And, starting out with just the paid extractions, I still got a lot of paid lunacy. Do you need to be chat before last stage to play the event stage? You do, unfortunately. However, you can still gain event rewards. Just by clearing literally any stage, you gain event rewards, even for ones from before the event. So you don't need to worry, you can still get the rewards, you just can't see the chapter. And all the actual stuff that actually, the actual story stuff, the actual fights, none of that's going to be, like, time limited. The only thing is there's going to be one special dungeon time limited, but it's probably just going to be, like a similar, like semi-mirror dungeon type thing, if I had to guess. So don't feel, like, rushed to get to the point of needing to, oh, alright, that's nice. There's more shards. Ishmael shards, that actually could be nice. Because I may need those if I'm unlucky here. Let's see, what do I get from the single pull? Anything funny? Looks like nothing, and it is nothing. Okay. Makes sense. Because let's see, I can do like 30 pulls worth. And if I don't get it in that, that's fine enough. So let's see, okay, alright. Good start, strong start. Oh, that's the ego. In case you're still unaware, you can tell whether or not it's an ego or identity because egos are a lot more, they're like reddish yellowish, while 3 stars are more yellowish. So, here's Soda Hong Lu. That's good. That is a 1.3% pull. Or I guess technically, yeah, it's a 1.3% pull. Very nice. there it is in all its glory. Well, Cheers is back. Let's go. One of the best abnormalities. And then it looks like nothing else here. Yeah. Well, that's good. Magical Hong Lu. Indeed. And so I'm gonna do 2 more 10 pulls, see if I get the identity. If not, I'll just get it with shards, though. I'm not very bothered. Looks like nothing. Yep, nothing. More shards. More additional shards. That's good. And last 10 pulls. See if I get the actual identity here. It's as shrimple as that. Honglu is beating people with a bag of shrimp. As you do. You gotta respect the grind. And no look for the identity this time. That's fine. I could spend some... I don't really want to spend paid lunacy right now. But I think that's good enough for me. How much Ishmael shards do I have right now? 20? Okay. I've got enough of these. You can press and hold, right? I keep on forgetting that. I always spam click. Then you'd use roughly 190 on Ishmael. And that's enough. Okay. Good enough for me. It's the benefit of just doing a bunch of mirror dungeons. You can finally krill. Yeah. And distraction time. You'll have loads of okay, there goes the text. It'll show up later. Yeah, there's the 3 stars. This is the Olga identity, I suppose. I suppose we're about to see Olga herself soon. Exciting. Ah, keep your distance. I still have loads of crabs to hunt. Plus, you do not want crab guts on you. Yeah, there we go. And of course, first thing we gotta do, we gotta see what the new quotes are here. Let's see. Sit still, quit blink, ta-da, blink complete. And then here we've got struggling and transformation. Do you have anything funny here? I don't know. I still like the clock faces will like this. Yeah, another Ishmael identity is really funny. We've already gotten 3 this season. But it's fine, yeah, she's the first person to get a actual second row, an identity on the second row. Oh yep, and you can see the symbol marking it as being buffed right now. And there's no longer need to use either of the Roseate Desires. That is a win. No. I refuse. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me look at the event rewards before I do the update stuff. I'm curious. Scrapbox. Oh, that's a funny sound effect when I hover over this stuff. Oh, and they've got 404 is not found here. Very silly. Like it's a bootleg techno feel to it. A little bit of thread. It might be a fair bit overall. Motorboat Works Fixer Sinclair, and I can take a look at it here. Oh god, it looks so weird now. Like, look at how bright the gluttony looks. It's such a bright green now. God. What's the max uptime? I don't know what it's at uptime 3. What's the skill 1? It's a 2+1. 10 plus tremor count, coin power +1 at least. This is probably the best deal for the stack on yourself as long as the enemy cannot burst tremor. Oh. I assume you mean tremor, but yeah. I agree. But 2+1 to skill 1. It gains +1 coin power. It comes to 2+2 skill 1 if he's got enough tremor count, though. Although he only gains so much tremor count if he uses like 2 secondaries or something like that. And this spends tremor count. Less than 10 tremor count, gain 10 tremor and burst tremor on self. Deal blunt damage equal to tremor. Very silly, that's for sure. And then what else if we keep on going down? Magic Hellwest banner at 1000. Is there any like borders? Oh, here's Soda. Yeah, Seeking. Kind of pricey for what it is. Pricey for Zane, that's a single target, I feel. 6 resources in total. 2+1 at 4. It's a 2+1 with 4 coins. Is he? Yeah, he's gonna be bad, but it's a funny skill 1. That's the thing. This looks strange, though. What's this resistance? Sloth, Envy, Resistance, Big Gloom. Too bad it's on kill. Yeah, what's the passive though? Target +5 sinking defense power. Yeah, this seems bad. Not gonna lie. It doesn't even have like a better roll than her other one. Oh, it's a 2 target. It's probably a 2 target up to. I didn't realize it was a 2 target mass attack. I didn't realize it was single. It might be single up until Threadspin 3 though, or up Threadspin 3 and below. It might be only Threadspin 4 gets the second target. Who knows, though. Anything else funny? Bunch more stuff. Extraction tickets. Probably like 10 extraction tickets in total, if I had to guess. And here we go. There's a funny banner thing at the very end. 4,000 scrap. Assuming we gain scrap as much as you'd gain the Bongy plushies in the previous event, this means that there's roughly like a third less of a grind here. It's Zayn for a reason. Yes, but it's a Zayn that, costs 6 ego resources. That's the main issue I have with it. Because the thing about Zanes is they should be like semi-spammable usually. Like even Liger Domain, which is a super powerful Zayn, is only a 4 cost in total. That's the main thing that's throwing me off about this. And you can see well cheers. How nice. But that's enough stalling. Time to actually look Worse than base most of the time. Yeah, like, looking at her base is nothing special. What is it at max threat spin? It's an 18 to 28 here, though. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like a great ego. What about Hong Lu's, then? How does Hong Lu's look? Oh, it gains attack weight here. Yeah, threat spin 3, it becomes attack weight 2. Nerf is really good on 3-wave enemies. Chains of others in Crow's Eye View aren't really spammable. Yeah, that's true, but they have good benefits. That's the trade-off. You can get that much, you can use fourth match. Worst saying you've ever seen. It's better than Dawn's default ego, don't get me wrong, but that's not really a high bar. Second, yeah. It's interesting how it's, like, colored weird here. It's because it's attack end here instead of, like, on attack, something like that. Yeah, why is it phrased like this? It's a very strange phrasing. I don't know why. Chain is really spammable. Yeah, I do think you can argue for both sides. It is very spammable onto itself, I guess, but it's got a downside, so you really shouldn't spam it too much. It's also one of the... It's probably... I think it's like one of the more... Is it even... It's a good ego, that's for sure, but it leaves Mersault at a big downside. But if you keep on using it into itself, then it's pretty good. Yeah, whenever enemies defeat at the least SP heals 1 SP, increased by 2 whenever an enemy is defeated. Resets at the start of the next wave, though. It's flat heal, not percentage. Heal 2 with the lowest HP percentages for 10 HP. Yeah. This isn't it becomes 12 here. Crit attack. Both of these cost 2. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to hit that. I was looking away from the screen. I was looking at chat and I clicked. Well, we can look at its hits and 4 now. It's 15 for the two lowest. The passive get a buff? Doesn't look like it. It gains attack weight 3, though. Attack weight 3, I mean, here's the thing. It's better than its Rosé Desire. I need to, really quickly thread some... I need to... Yeah, we don't need this much Honglu. There we go. Can't believe I accidentally hit that. That's fine. Because now we can look at the Molar Boatworks fixer. Get her leveled up first. God, I do not have enough XP tickets. We need new XP Luxcavations desperately. Like that, there we go. Level 30, because that's good enough for me. And uptide time. I'll get her to uptide 3, but I've got no intention to get her to uptide 4 right now, unless it's like really good. I made a few modifications to the crab driver. I might try using this one to get the big guy. Tremor teams are pretty decent. I do agree. I think Tremor can be pretty decent against bosses. Like a lot of status effects, it doesn't do too much in normal fights, though. It requires a little bit too much setup a lot of the time. That's true for most of the status effects, though. Have a good count is very difficult. More than believe. Yeah, especially because there's so much tremor that reduces term count. God, I'm getting steamed alive in here. Sounds of ponderous sighs and crab shells cracking open filled the green, squelchy mud flat. Come on, pop right up. Come on. Ah! After a few labored grunts from the child, a metal scrap splooshed onto the mud flat. It was soon added to the pile, which had grown taller than 2 trash crabs stacked together. Where'd the kid run off to? I thought he went to get the wagon, not cobble together a whole new one from scratch. Ugh, I think I need a break. She wiped the sweat off her brow and plopped herself on top of a trash crab shell, which now had become a rather serviceable stool. Only if the boss can stagger, though. Yeah, that's another point. To quench her thirst, she raised the canteen she brought to her mouth and scowled. What the? I thought I got a bottle full of iced water. When did it go lukewarm on me? Besides, it's salty. The tub must have come loose or something. The child glowered at the canteen, at the lake, then back at the canteen. She again sighed deeply and dumped the entire canteen on her head. She probably thought that the water would at least cool her down. How much longer do I have to keep doing this? Brushing through her now-soaked hair, the child began to contemplate. She was thinking back to when she first woke up on this mud flat. Oh, this is the lore. She was glad that she was able to come back from the books, but it was unfortunate that she couldn't choose where to come back to. Okay, so this is similar to the end of Runa, because Angela said because of the fact, like, the entire process wasn't completed because Roland pulled Angela out of the light, they were brought to various random places. So it seems like Molaroff has just appeared on this beach right here. Also, yeah, that is Sinclair in the background, I think, on the clean side of the net, not the gunky side. Of course, the child didn't have a penny to her name, and even before she could find her bearings, she noticed a trash crab aggressively crawling towards her. All she could do was to face it, completely unarmed. Perhaps her fixer days weren't for naught after all. Watching her beat down a trash crab with her bare hands, the owners of nearby boatworks offered to buy the scraps off her quarry. Thanks to their help, we were at least able to open our own boatworks. And that would have been a challenge had the other guys not returned as well. The child's goal was to return to V Corp District 22. Back to where their office used to be, to get their old lives back. Still ways to go to earn enough for the ride back. I'm wasting time. The wagon will get here at some point, and I might as well kill some more crabs until then. She dove back into the lake after muttering to herself. She whispered, aiming her weapon at the trash can hiding in the depths of the lake. Sit still, no use struggling. Very cool, though, that we've actually gotten some confirmation of some of the Runa ending stuff. Because, yeah, I figured as much, but still very interesting to hear about. We'll just see what Sinclair's is once we unlock him. I'll just be able to get enough stuff. By the time I get Sinclair, I might have got enough thread from the actual event itself. 20, 20, 30... Yeah, I'll have enough thread to tie him by the time I get him. So we'll be able to see his story. We'll probably get 500 scraps before the end. I guess we'll see. Well, I think that's everything taken care of. I think we now just gotta start gathering some scrap. 4.5-1, the beach episode. I know, look at how nice and clean it is on the left side of the screen, and then there's the horrors on the right side. Well then, let's just see. After a long journey through a tunnel, we finally arrived at a place called the Great Lake. Yeah, the Great Lake was mentioned, I think it was mentioned near the end of LobCorp, as like, it was just, there was like one like line of text where it just listed like a bunch of things of the city, and Great Lake was mentioned there. And the Great Lake is like the giant like area of water, like southeast side of the city. Hard to say exactly what. Taking the view of the vast and turquoise waters, the sinners began excitedly chattering about what they wanted to do at the beach. But are we really here on vacation? Well, it's time for the horrors. It's been about 2 weeks since we took care of the job at K-Corp. And the immense stillness of traveling through a nest by car was just starting to sink in. Is the old receptionist Ishmael in a different timeline? Yep. Pretty sure I saw a road that looked exactly like this one 30 minutes ago. The way roads are built in the nests and back streets is rather dissimilar. If we were navigating the back streets, we would have been able to find a shortcut through the alleyways and corners.
보통 둥지 안에서 차를 타고 어딘가를 간다는 것은 어마어마하게 끔찍한 교통체증까지 감안하겠다는 뜻이니까요.
But navigating a nest in an automobile means driving through this absolutely abominable traffic congestion. It's interesting. It's definitely helping, like, the idea of getting, like, a scale of the city. If it's taking 2 weeks to get from, assumably, the middle of K-Corp to, like, the very far edge of, just because we had to get to the beach. I guess that's why people with cash despair spend it all on W-Corp's warp trains and such. The warp trains, they are... The bus fell silent, as though everyone seemed to simultaneously recall the warp train they saw in the mirror world. Yeah, Okay, then so even the sinners are starting to pick up on, the horrors from their other identities. Especially because, like, Dawn, Mersault, and Faust are the ones who actually have W Corp identities so far, but, like, we've seen Warp Honglu and Warp Rodion in the artwork for Dawn. And of course, the, like, theoretically, like, in that dimension, all 12 of the sinners are W Corp employees.
저, 전 역시
I
버스가
think I
나은 것
prefer
같네요.
riding the bus.
동의한다.
차라리
That
희수처럼
part.
속 편하게 자기라도 하자. 창밖만 보고 있다가는 지루해 죽겠으니까.
I don't know French, but that's like, yeah. Why don't we all take a little nice nap like Heath? I'm bored to death just staring out the window. So we spent days upon days of boredom on the bus, making very little progress toward a tunnel that seemed to lead somewhere.
거의 다 왔군요. 이 터널만 지나면 곧 길이 틀 겁니다.
We're almost there. The road will free up once we exit this tunnel. Just as Faust said, the traffic jam appeared to visibly improve, allowing us to make actual progress. That's good. I can't see much yet, but I'm glad we're almost there. Speaking of which, our destination was... Yes, indeed. Once again, we were being blindly led along by our guide to who knows where. Don't you think it's about time he started telling us where we're going?
탄태 씨가 목적지를 묻는군요.
Dante is asking where our destination is. I was asking if he could start telling us where we're headed before we leave, but I thought better of it.
이번 목적지는
Where our destination is...
최종 목적지는
our
유사의
final
위치하고
destination is the Lobotomy Corp branch located at U-Corp. And she reacted to it. Yep, she knows she's next now. What was that? Is she you up? Spooked me.
죄송해요.
Sorry. I wasn't sure why Ishmael suddenly jolted, but I decided to carry on with our conversation for now. Wait, so by our final destination, you mean
지금 우리는 경유지를 향해 갑니다.
we are currently headed to a temporary stop? Is the joke here that gonna be like Limbus is like legally obligated to give them like a vacation? I don't know if that will be it, but I guess it could be the joke. We'll see. Just as Versailles finished his sentence, the bus emerged from the lengthy tunnel. Oh.
저건
I looked to the window, which had suddenly turned bright. Yeah, and here's the music that played at the start of the trailer. And the cleanest sandy beach and the most turquoise blue ocean I had ever seen grazed my eyes.
저것은 대호수가 아니오.
Do I behold the great lake yonder? With Don Quixote's enthusiastic exclamation, sinners began waking up from their naps one by one.
야, 이거 얼마만에 보는 광경이야?
He's so happy. No, that's a sight I've not seen in a long time.
어머, 그래. 자기는 와봤던 거야? 나는 말만 들었지 한 번도 와본 적 없는데.
Greg, darling, you've been here before. I've only ever heard of this place, never been myself. The sinners each began excitedly chattering about the sea.
아니, 잠깐.
Wait, it can't be my turn already.
자리라고?
I love how the sinners are fully aware of what the pattern is and are just sick of it already. Except for one, that is.
아직
I-
다들 준비가
No,
안
we're
됐는데.
still not ready for this. Yeah, she's the one who I definitely understand wanting to show her past the least, because she's the one who, she kind of seems the most outwardly normal. She's very clear, like, none of the sinners are normal. She's the one who usually takes, like, the sane person's position, though. Usually he's, like, straight man of the group. Ishmael, you good?
아니요.
No,
어,
give me a moment.
잠시
I need some time to think.
생각
I need to
좀
stop talking over them.
있어서요.
Dialogue. I keep on doing it accidentally. I'll get into the habit again, it's been a little bit. While I was still worried about Ishmael's sudden gloominess, I had faith that she would be okay. She was always on top of things, after all. Besides, my attention was drawn to the bubbling enthusiasm that seemed to have possessed the sinners. The rest of the sinners.
그러면 우리는 대호수로 가는 것이요?
Oh, we are journeying towards the Great Lake.
대호수는 듣기만 해보고 실제로 본 적은 없었는데 이런 모습이었군요.
I've only ever heard of the Great Lake but never saw it myself. So this is what it looks like, huh?
지친 우리의 여정 속에서 드디어 물놀이라는 것이 있을 예정인가 보.
He has to fight the whale next chapter. Probably in some sense. We'll see how it goes about. It's either going to be the whale or it's going to be, what's the name? Queequeg? Whatever the person's name is. Like, Ishmael's best friend in the book, because Ahab's almost certainly going to be, like, the major villain of her.
아하, 이런 곳에서 휴양을 즐겨보는 것도 좋은 경험이겠어요.
Ah, I suppose spending a nice vacation here could be a fun experience.
쉴 수 있게 된다면 따뜻한 모래사장 위에 누워 하늘을 바라보고 싶소.
We were permitted to rest. I wish to lie upon the summery sand and gaze up at the skies.
나는 기다란 벤치에서 일광욕.
I could use some nice tanning on a long bench.
본인은 비치 볼리볼 모두와 함께 해보고 싶소. 본인은 비치 볼리볼 모두와 함께 해보고 싶소.
Incredible. I wish to try the game of beach volleyball. With everyone, that is.
그거 재밌겠네.
Sounds like the phrase. I assume this is British playing, I don't understand. The sinners were all eagerly chatting about things they wanted to do. It was nice to see them excited for once, but...
이봐, 안내자 양반. 우리 정말 쉬는 거야?
Hey, guide bud, are we really stopping at the beach? Everyone seemed to be conveniently forgetting the fact that Virgilius never mentioned if we were stopping at the beach.
그럴 리가.
What do you think,
그런
Karen?
바퀴를 도랑이 걸칠 거야. 히.
Gonna hitch wheels in a ditch. Screech. Okay. The formerly on-track bus suddenly soared, and everyone was thrown around the bus as is often the case. Virgilius was like, Karen, you know what to do, and Karen just drives off the road. Okay.
뭔가 속습인가?
What treachery is this? An ambush?
아니, 그저 경유지에 도착한 것뿐이다.
No, this is our stop. The sinners got to their feet one by one, groaning with pain.
이게
What the?
이게 대체 뭔가?
What in the name of the wings? Only the despairing cries of sinners echoed in the dark and damp view outside the windows. Yeah. So this is just a major problem of at least this part of the Great Lake, the green sludge area. Oh. You can see how much scrap you get here, I see. And there's a little symbol of the crab with like a knife through it, similar like the bongy plush symbol from previous chapter. And what's the energy cost? Still 20, that's good. EX, EX. And you just get 10. Oh yeah, clear within 10 turns. So I guess I should try and do like the team, right?
언제든지요.
By that I mean like these two definitely. Gotta make sure I've got what I want. Yeah, Sodom, you... Question is, what do I do for a team if I'm doing this? Should I try doing Tremor? Should I try doing Sinking? I mean, I'm definitely gonna want Spice Boy. That's for sure. What else is good for, like, Tremor sinking stuff, though? Not a lot, like, for sinking, really. The only, like, decent sinking identities, as far as I know, are Spice Bush and Reindeer. And, of course, we can't use Reindeer here. What is there? There's, like, G-Corp. I guess that might work. There's, like, no sinking count on, like, anyone, but that's the issue. Like, no matter who we choose here, we're not going to be able to get a sinking team. Do you inflict tremor? You do inflict some tremor. Like, not very much. I don't know if we want to go for I don't know. I guess we can just grab Sinclair and Ryoshu because they'll be getting... We'll be changing what they have eventually. We'll throw on, like... Mariachi and, RB because you're the previous event. Okay, this is the team, I guess. Let me change the order, though, because you should be first, and... You. That'll probably work well enough. We're getting an 80% bonus too. So we'll get 18
맛있는
instead of
경험을
10,
기대하지.
because it doesn't affect the actual EX rewards.
말도 안 되고 이런 곳에서
The goofy music is
vacation을
playing now. Awesome.
즐기란 말이야.
Not be! How are we to enjoy our vacations at a locale such as this?
놀랍게도 돈키호테 베르길리우스 저 양반은 한 번도 놀라고 말한 적 없어.
It may come as a surprise to you, Don Quixote, but Virgilius never mentioned that we're here on a vacation.
아니, 제법 운치는 있군. 맘트.
My headphones are being weird. Did they just... Okay, they're fine now. They just cut out for a second. They're still cutting out. Oh, that's... Well, it is rather quaint. NB, not bad.
아, 이럴 거면 아까 그 예쁜 모래사장은 왜 보여준 거야?
What was the point of showing us that beautiful beach earlier then?
그러게요. 차라리 모르고 왔으면 기대도 안 했을 텐데.
Right, I wish I never even saw the beach. Then I wouldn't be so disappointed.
아니, 저게 바로 코앞에 아까 보았던 모래사장이
Oh, that's fake. That is so fake. Those are reflective tiles. I see. Giving up the illusion, I guess. Oh, is it V Corp? Does this have to do with the veil, perhaps? Perhaps? I don't know. We don't know what U Corp does. That's the thing. Right thither is the aforeseen beach.
저리로 가지 않는 것이요? 공기도 깨끗해 보이고 날씨도 좋아 보이는데.
Wherefore are we not journeying in that direction? Its air appears pristine, its sky is clear. Is the barrier a singularity? It could be a barrier. I think it's Veil, because Veil was mentioned in Canto 4. And if it's to hide something, you could use... I feel a feeling, if it is the Veil, like... Because Dongback used it to, like, physically hide herself, fully, like, prevent herself from being detected. So I feel like you could also use the Veil to hide, like, the truth. You could kind of use it as an illusion. It might not just be invisibility. It could be closer to an illusion. That's my guess, but we'll have to see what U-Corp does. And they're probably going to explain it right here.
이번 목적지가 그쪽이 아니니까요.
Because that's not our destination. This cannot be. And then, if you look in the background, you can see, like, those little spikes there. That's probably the big hermit crab we saw in the trailer. Like, the big boss with a giant, like, metal scrap, spiky trailer. Oh, did she just faint? The sinner's faces grew dark with disappointment. Can't say that I wasn't a little excited to have some proper rest myself, but... I had a feeling this was going to happen. So, where is this, exactly? Okay, lore time. It'd be in everyone's interest to focus on what's next.
이곳은
It says...
21구 유사의 뒷골목이죠. 아,
District 21, backstreets of
아직 안
U-Corp.
되는데.
We're really not ready for this.
맞습니다.
Yes. So that's why there hasn't been congestion since the tunnel? Because we're not in Nest?
그건 둥지마다 그리고 뒷골목마다 다르기 때문에 일반화하기는 힘들어요.
Shh. That depends on the Nest and their backstreets, so such generalizations are not encouraged.
하지만 이번의 경우는 그렇다고 볼 수 있겠네요.
That seems to be the case this time, however. Okay, you're like, well, not necessarily. It is, but like, not
저
necessarily.
옆은 개인 소유의 해변인가요? 물도 이쪽에 있는 물과 완전히 다른 색이네요.
At a private beach over there, the waters, its colors are very different from this side's.
그렇군. 칼로 변했듯 경계가 져 있다. 이런
I see.
특징을 가진
A boundary, as
곳은
though hewn by a blade. Those are telltale signs of the place's nature.
여긴
Indeed, this is...
대호수죠. 여긴 원래 그래요. 저렇게 쉬기 좋게 평화로운 공간은
a Great Lake. That's just how it's always been. You can assume that a well-maintained vacation spot like that is usually Nest territory. So it is a physical barrier of some kind, as you mentioned. Is that what U-Corp does? Is U-Corp defensive-based? Is that what their thing's going to be, using, like, defensive stuff as their thing? I could see it. Ishmael does have a shield. That's not really a good, like, indicator, but you see what I'm getting at. It seems like there's just... It seems like in this nest, there's probably no, like, actual walls or anything separating the actual nest and the back streets. It's probably just, like, a giant barrier that no one can pass unless they're, can. Because you feel like they would have known if they left the nest into, like, a different, into the back streets otherwise. If Dante was surprised about that, then it probably was something like that.
설명의 기회가 자꾸 아사지는군요.
My explanations keep getting hijacked. Does this place count as the back streets when it's so open?
뒷골목은 단순히 건물과 건물 사이에 생겨난 골목만을 칭하지 않아요. 둥지가 품지 않은 구획의 전역을 의미하죠.
The definition of back streets isn't limited to literal streets between buildings. It refers to all territories within districts not embraced by the nets. Right.
뭐 이런 쓰레기 같은 것들이 너저런 걸 보면
He's saying
누가
minging.
봐도 뒷골목 아니냐?
Look at all this minging rubbish. This place is in shambles. I'd be gobsmacked if this weren't the back streets.
이것 보시오. 쓸만해 보이는.
Oh, behold, there is a rather useful. Is she reacting to the boombox?
왜 말을 하다 말아?
What? Finish your sentence.
움직였어.
It moved. There's gonna be a crab under the boombox isn't there yet. What? Oh, my headphones just had a low battery warning. That's fine. I can plug them in. Give me a second. There we go, I think. Yeah, that should be good. No headphone issues now. Should have been able to tell when it was like having issues earlier, but you know, it happens. Let's see, what?
라디오 움직였어. 21구의 라디오는 달달이 움직이는 게
This radio! It moved to the radios of districts I won't scamper about. Is this a windmill joke? Is the joke that she's like... Is the joke that she thinks inanimate objects are like monsters always? I think this is a windmill joke. In case you don't know what I mean, in the actual Don Quixote book, Don Quixote attacks a windmill because he thinks it's like a giant or something. And so I think this is a joke, like an adjacent joke to that here.
뭐 정말?
You want to... Woo! At Euclid's cry, everyone turned towards a certain pile of trash. And there was, all of a sudden, a monster. Oh, don't say that. It's kind of cute in like a weird way. It looks like a Pikmin enemy. I've been playing Pikmin recently. Hopefully chat's been enough fine. I guess chat is an inconvenient spot.
가능하면
Here we go, some of these crabs though. Hard trash crab, pointy trash crab, sharp trash crab. Oh, I see. So you got the blunt one, the pierced one, and the slash one. They're introducing all three types for us. They've got the same weaknesses though. Weak to pierce. Is it Avnos? No, they're not Avnos. But they have they don't count as Avnos, but they do in fact have sin weaknesses. The top bar doesn't always look like that, right? It doesn't always look like broken wings. You see what I'm saying, right? The UI in the top right, it looks like similar like Yi-Sung's like mirror wings. That's not... I haven't just missed that, right? Is that new? Is that for this event? Something like that? I feel like that's something I would have noticed before. There wasn't any sort of UI like that in the past. Like, we can have it. We have it too. Oh god, Sloth is so pale now. Yeah, Sloth is... yeah. You can just see, you can kind of tell here, like, they've changed the colors a lot. They're so bright now, it's weird. Okay, let's look at your stuff. Rescue Judgment, that's your skill 3, what does it need? Spend Tremor to inflict Fragile, okay. And gain Tremor, 2 Tremor with this one. You gain 6 Tremor with your primary. So there's no reason to use the secondary here, I think.
뭐죠?
Yeah,
뭐죠?
because the secondary is not going to be worth it. I think we just use our skill 3 and just roll with it. God, this is going to take a while to get used to. It looks like the colors are also off. Oh, that's fine. And yeah, your weaknesses, what were you? Your risen to here. Oh yeah, let's take a look at what they do. Passives, less than 70% HP, targets another ally with the least current HP. Heal HP damage dealt. Being ally, heal HP by double the damage dealt. It always looks like that, I know for myself. Okay, so I think I'm just insane. I guess I've just never noticed it particularly before? Alright. I would. a crab eat crab world, I just noticed the name. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So they're just gonna kill each other if need be.
피워보지.
And they're weak to the pier. So this is ooh. Oh yeah, this is the attack that spins the camera. That's right. I forgot about that. She got all tails, but you know, it spun the camera, so it's pretty cool still.
확실히 빼는 편이 좋지.
다소 유리하구려.
So making them resistant to slash and not blunt is rather rude. We still don't have a great use for slash. So it's kind of it's still just mostly been blunt gaming so far.
쌀내주마.
That one's dead. I actually should have checked to see if they were cannibalizing each other.
정신 못 차릴 거야.
It doesn't really matter because we're redirecting them anyway, so they're not getting a chance to. And based on the wording, I think they only heal if they attack their allies.
이제
If they do damage to like the player, it seems like they don't get the random healing. Oh, there's multiple ways to this fight. Is this just the same thing?
잘 됐다. 그치?
What does your defense do? Hermit Crab. When the attack while the user has shield HP, deal blunt damage to the attacker. I see. And they've all got that. Oh, but they do the damage type equal to the damage type they deal. Shell Tackle, Rupture, Slash Fragility, Rupture, Rupture. Oh, attack weight too. Oh, this thing's got a mass attack normal attack. Interesting. A 2-target mass attack, so it's like not actually scary. Definitely does mean that we're going to be getting a lot more mass attack type stuff in the future.
오자 터뜨려주지.
Which, you know, I was expecting as much. The fact that we're getting 2-target mass attacks like a normal mechanic kind of means like a weaker type mass attack. It's really not a mass attack as much as it is just an attack that deals some bonus damage to another person at our rate.
없을 것이오.
2 targets doesn't feel like enough to warrant calling it a mass attack. I mean, that's why it's AoE attack, I know. I still call it mass attack though. Yeah, took some self-damage. Dude, this guy's going full offense here. Guak, guak, guak. It looks like they've all got the mass attack one, foaming. They all seem to have the pierce ones, but they've each got their own unique one that's their damage type, I think, and of course their defenses based on whatever that one's damage type is.
피워보지.
Simple enough. I think. I'd say.
다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을 것이오.
Yeah, I mean, simple enough stuff. That's the normal enemies. Probably get like Abno type enemies then. Oh, and we actually got a full Kaplan refill thanks to that. Thanks to getting the level up there. Very convenient. Don't need to use boxes anytime soon. Ishmael did the most there. It's because they're weak to Pierce. Good time for Pierce. Oh, and we're gaining XP on all of our identities. That's good. I need to remember that, you know, my identities are horribly underleveled. Yeah, we sure did get 18. We got 80% more from that. Crash crabs? Question mark. Oh, check rewards. Oh, give me my training ticket. Oh, that was a fine little animation. And now it'll be at the bottom. Yep. Simple enough. Her mountains refuse outcrawled crustacean creatures covered in all sorts of scrap. According to Ishmael, they're pretty infamous in the backstreets of Ucorp. Speaking of which, I wonder what's going on with her. She's been in the doldrums all day. Please get a clue, Dante. You should know better. You should know perfectly well what's happening by this
이게-
point.
옳은 선택일까?
Not really like that hard to figure out. It's cool how it's still like orange in the middle, like sunset type color. Oh, no cutscene for this one, just straight up a fight. Oh yeah, that is really, the water's really interesting too. Yeah, it's blue, green, it's red. Like blue makes sense, it's like the part that's like clean. Green makes sense because, you know, it's mucky water and stuff. Why is there red water here? I wonder if that's actually like going to be explained or if that's just a stylistic thing. I suppose we'll see in time.
피워보지.
Yeah. I'm not used to normal fights again. I'm not used to having low sanity at the start of every fight anymore. It happens every time we get new content. I've gotten so used to building up sanity in the first fight and just carrying it over for a bunch of fights.
유감 없는 싸움을 기대하겠소.
Battle with no regret. Let me just go for double explosive blast, because they're doubly weak to this, aren't they? Because they're weak to Gloom and they're weak to Sloth as well as being weak to Pierce. I assume I didn't look too much at the Stinker stuff. I assume he's got similar like Gloom and Sloth stuff, just to synergize with the whole crab killing as being the focus of these guys. Nice. Oh, took him a second to figure out who he was targeting again. They're just funny little crab guys. Like this guy, he's just got a bunch of... I'd say axes, but are these legs? Why are they bent like that? I was gonna say an axe, but I noticed it's like bent weird. I don't know, maybe we'll see what they're actually like. Maybe we'll learn by the end of this. We'll see. We will see. Nice. And wave 2 time. And what do these guys have on their back? It's a tire with like a fridge or something in it. Seems like a nondescript crumpled like metal cube inside of a tire. And I didn't see exactly what the Pierce ones had, but it seemed to just be a bunch of like metal like guards. Go for that, go for that. Very nice, double absolute resonance. Means that we're probably gonna have some pretty good clashes here, some pretty good damage. And Yi-sung's got a bunch of tremor right now. He could absolutely mass attack these guys if he just had the skill for it. He doesn't right now, but he could. Oh, he can do it here. There we go. So he's gonna mass attack him. How nice. I mean, he doesn't kill this guy here, which he probably shouldn't. Do these guys resist gluttony, I think? Yeah, here we go. Hitting them both. Killing them both. Single kill. As well. With ease, you swept all opposition off with a single swing. You did that, Yi-sung. You did it. The music again. I love it so much. What are these bug crab things? Hey now, what are you looking at me for? What makes you think I'd know? I wasn't even gawking at you. You're paranoid, that's what. Can't even talk about bugs around this guy. They're crash crabs. They're... what? Ishmael interjected all of a sudden.
저렇게 등딱지에 쓰레기나 폐품 같은 걸 붙여서 집이자 무기로 만드는 것들요.
Trash crabs. They collect trash or scrap like that in their shells and use them as their homes and weapons.
지긋지긋한 놈들이죠. 물가에서 일하는 사람들에게 불쑥 튀어나와 공격하기도 하고 주변을 돌아다니는 사람들을 덮치는 일도 잦고.
They're a tiresome lot. They ambush people working by the waters, attack those wandering in the area, and their numbers grow by the day.
하지만 대호수에 저런 잔챙이들은 놀리고 놀렸어.
Oh no, the whale. But they're just one of the innumerable small fries of the Great Lake. What's more important and more treacherous is he's thinking about the whale. Whatever the whale is it an actual whale? Ishmael? And yeah, cut her off, so she's not going to say it, but we all know she was going to talk about the whale. Almost certainly. I was about to check in with Ishmael, so I probably shouldn't let this go on for any longer, but... there they are! There's Mika, there's Rain. Hey guys, already hard at work, huh? God. A couple of people in work overalls seem to be approaching from a distance. Mika, they're our valued customers. Watch your manners.
그런가?
Okay, I guess. I assume it's the same voice actors. I don't know though. What are those R&Ts?
저것들은 뭐냐고 하시는 것 같네요.
He's calling them rags and tags. This is like the stupidest reoccurring joke, but it keeps on showing up. Like, why does Sinclair understand her of all people? And why is it so, like, he just always knows?
레인, 이 사람들 우리 보고 저것이라고 하는데 꼭 예의를 지켜야 하는 걸까?
Rain, they're calling us ragtags. Do I really have to watch my manners?
저길 수도 있다. 어이, 신분을 밝혀라.
They could be enemies. You two, identify yourselves.
저희에 대한 얘기를 전달받지 못하신 건가요?
Have you not been informed about us at all?
그래, 전혀 없다. 마치 그럴듯하게 신분을 위장해 끼어드는 스파이처럼 말이지.
Okay. No, not at all. That's why I'm suspicious of you two. Coming up with seemingly plausible yet unverifiable identities. Like spies.
저기요, 스파이라면 좀 더 체계적인 방법을 사용하지 않을까요?
I'm sorry, wouldn't real spies come with a more structured approach?
오티스 씨, 이분들은 이번에 협력할 분들입니다.
Indeed, Otis, there are cooperators who will be assisting us this time.
다음엔 빨리 말하도록.
Then speak sooner next time.
반갑습니다. 미카 씨, 레인 씨. 저희는 S.E.A, 림버스 컴퍼니 버스 부서입니다.
Pleased to meet you, Mika, Rain. We are LCB, also known as the Limbus Company Bus Department.
버스 맞네요. 그때 그분도 버스 녀석들이라고 말하셨으니까.
Bus, right. That's what that person said too. You guys are the bus blokes. That person said the bus
LCC
blokes.
비포팀이 이미 다녀갔다고 들었습니다. 그분이라는 건
Oh? I was informed that the LCC before team was here first. By that person, do you mean... This is... Okay, so... We don't know who this could be, honestly, because the two people we knew from LCCB were, of course, Effie and Soud, who are not doing too great anymore.
잠시 명함
Sorry,
좀
let me check the business card again. LCCB,
네, 맞네요.
right? All accounted for.
확인은 끝난 것 같으니까 가게로 돌아가서 마저 이야기하죠. 그 버스에 대한 것도 좀 보고.
Now that we're clear, why don't we continue this conversation back at the shop? Let's take a look at that bus, too.
여기 계속 서서 대화하기는 좀 그렇잖아요.
It's an awkward place to talk, you know? Really not gonna go into who the LCCB person was, alright. Probably in time. We're their customers?
애초에 여긴 왜 들른 거야?
Okay. Care to tell us what we're doing here?
간단히 말하자면 저희의 목적지인 유사는 대호수 위에
음.
이루어져 있는 둥지입니다. 따라서
I think that was a
메피스토펠레스의
safe
현재
bet, but
건너갈
that's
수
really
있죠.
cool. Our destination, U-Corp, is a nest composed of various nautical structures. Therefore, Mephistopheles, in its current form, cannot reach there. So I assume, like, the shore is the back streets and, like, the actual water is the actual ocean. Like, part of the Great Lake is probably the entire nest, then. And the only parts of the ocean that aren't the nest are these gunky crab areas.
그리고 대호수는 시시각각 환경이 변하기도 해요.
The Great Lakes environs are unpredictable.
호수에서 버틸 수 있는 배가 필요하겠죠.
You're going to need a ship that can withstand such capriciousness.
그래.
Yep, boat time.
그래서 미리 적합한 공방을 찾아 버스 개조에 대한 계약을
That's right, which is why we sought out a contract with an adequate shop to modify the bus. So a boat work is basically just a boat work is assumably just a workshop, but for, well, boats. Which, you know, duh.
이게 적합한
Move this there. That might be better. Maybe like there or something? I don't know. I want to put chat in a better spot, at least for the time being. This'll possibly work. Maybe I scale it down a little bit. And that should be fine, I think, hopefully. Won't cover stuff as bad now. Yeah, I like that. Adequate, you say.
이만 들어가지.
Let's go in.
지난번 회식 때문에 예산 타격이 컸나? 먹을 수 있을 만큼 시키라 해서 마음껏 주문했던 것뿐인가?
Did our last staff dinner really hit the budget that hard? I thought we were allowed to eat as much as we wanted. Like Roger said, looking at the somewhat dilapidated shop made me curious about the company's finances. But nothing good could ever come out of this conversation, so I decided to table the thought. It'll be far too long to realize I should probably move the chat, eh? That's fine. It shouldn't be too bad. I hope. You did 57% of the damage. Yeah, you would. Yeah, alright. He's carrying. He's carrying. More scrap. The boat right. There's a little, like, gap there. Some threads, some more experience. Nice, nice. Yeah, because you can just see the Limbus there. I need to stop calling it the Limbus. Mephistopheles, I think. Mephi. Next cleared 3 out of 11. Yeah, so similar length to the previous one. That makes sense. A pair called Meek and Rain seem to have been expecting us. I guess the LCCB already informed them of our arrival. Looks like we're gonna have to modify Mephistopheles in order to get to our next destination. So another more cutscene time. I'm probably gonna actually see open now.
좀 살펴볼 테니까 손님들 접대. 아니, 대응 좀 부탁해.
Rain, I'm gonna go take a look at the bus, so why don't you get them to entertain the guests.
알았어.
Okay. The sinners were led to what appeared to be a workshop, packed with tools and various mechanical apparatus.
이 공방은 보기보다 꽤 고난도의 장비까지 하고 있는 모양이군.
Seems to me that this workshop is capable of making more sophisticated modifications than it initially appeared.
알아보시겠나요?
You recognize these?
무기와 장비를 정비하는 공방적 기술에 대한 폭넓은 이해는 전쟁 중에 가장 중요했으니까.
During the war, it was of utmost importance to have a general understanding of arms and gear workshops. More war lore, she was definitely some sort of commander. No shock there. This awkward conversation was cut short by a sudden and deafening noise. That sure is an annoying noise. What's that sound?
메피스토펠레스의 비명.
Oh, no.
아니,
Okay.
경보가
The
작동한
alarm...
것 같군요.
Rain is not happy. Fair enough. That was Mephistopheles' scream. Or the alarm, rather.
잘못 건드렸어요.
I'm sorry, I think I did something wrong.
쿵쿵대는 소리도 잘못 건드려서 나는 거야, 미카?
Those stomping noises also you, Mika?
저기요! 밖에!
Look outside!
마주쳤던 개체와 동일한 종으로 보인다.
They appear to be of the same species as the one we encountered earlier.
비슷해 보이긴 하네요.
They do look pretty similar.
비슷한 것이 아니라 같은 개체에 속한다는 뜻이다.
They are not pretty similar. They are indeed of the same species. Thank you, Murtaugh. Everyone outside, no! Outside. A giant enemy crab with a massive shipping container on its back loomed over us. Giant enemy crab. I can't beatbox. I would if I could. I do not have any talent in that regard. These two facing it down. Well, at least for a brief moment. We were soon overwhelmed by the sound of heavy metal scraping against the floor. Men, spread out!
저건 어디를 또 깨부숴야 하는 거야?
Where do we have to get cracking this time? Just as we were all collectively losing our minds.
당연히 대가리를 깨부숴야지.
Noggin, of course. I don't remember Miga's and Rain's voice too much, but that certainly sounds like Olga. And then the music. A dark figure leapt down from somewhere onto the creature's head. King Trash Crab.
가만히 있어라. 헛짓거리하지 말고.
Sit still, quit struggling. Up. A blinding light and a deafening explosion assault the crab's shells.
도망가는 건가요?
Is it fleeing? The figure leaped briskly from the back of the fleeing creature and slowly approached us. She squelched over the depressing mudflat in her swim fins and stood before us, a colossal harpoon resting on her shoulder.
그래. 너희가 그 녀석이 말한
Yep, there she is.
S.E.A.냐?
Right, so you lot are the boss people that fella mentioned. After some time passed.
올가 씨까지 포함해 정식으로 소개드리죠.
Allow me to formally introduce them with Olga this
이번
time.
메피스토펠레스의 개조에 도움을
They are
주신
from the Molar
어금니
Boatworks, here to help us
보트생크라는
with
이름의
modifications for
공방분들입니다.
Mephistopheles.
이야, 이렇게 소개를 받는 날도 있네. 아, 좀 쑥스러운 걸.
We're getting a whole intro and everything. Color me flattered.
누님, 그래도 귀한
Big
고객분들인데 행동을 가려서.
So, dear customers, we should watch our... Yeah, same type of structure. Rain just like being like the one who's like, please do the right thing. And Mika always doing like, please do the right thing. But like not as much. And then Olga's just alcohol.
아우, 내가 뭘 그렇게 잘못했다고 그래. 나 아직 뭐 안 했거든?
Come on, I didn't do nothing wrong, did I? Bugger, I didn't even do anything yet.
아직이라는 게 문제죠.
Yet being the key word here.
개업한 지 얼마 되지도 않았는데 조심해서 나쁠 건 없잖아요.
Our business just opened, so there's nothing wrong with being a little careful.
업종을 갑자기 바꾸는 일이 쉬운 건 아니었을 텐데.
I'd imagine the sudden switch in your career path couldn't have been easy. Was it manageable?
해결사
Olga, grade 5 fixer.
어...
Well, fixer. Here's that word, she just goes insane.
뭐야?
What?
해결사 썼어?
Don just moves closer.
고귀한 향이 난다고 생각했어. 어찌하여 다른 일을 하게 된 것이오? 해결사 일이 고되었던 것이오? 주로 어디에서 활동했던 것이오? 어떤 협회에서 어떤 시험을 치러서 5급까지 간 것이오? 역시 트레스 협회에서 공방 시험을 본 것인가?
Now you're a fixer. I thought I got a scent of a noble one. Wherefore hast thou strayed from the path of a fixer? The life of a fixer must have been a grueling one, surely. Where was thy most prolific district? Which association, which test hast thou taken to rise to become a grade 5 fixer? A workshop is the Trace Association, indeed. Fine.
알겠소.
Yes, I understand.
미안하군요, 올가 씨. 이제 시끄러운 건 잠잠해질
I
겁니다.
apologize, Olga. Soon there will be peace and quiet.
붉은 시선.
The red gaze.
고맙습니다. 아, 존대를 하는 게 너무 오랜만이라.
Greetings, I guess? Blimey, it's been so long since I had to be polite.
그쯤 해두고
Well, that's polite enough.
도서관에서의 사건 이후로 책으로부터 하나 둘씩
Ooh, yeah, this is her. I gotta screenshot this. This is big. Seems that people have been returning one by one from the books since the incident at the library. What was it for you? Of course, Virgilius is very closely related to this because of the fact that, you know, one of the books was Tomari, who appeared at the orphanage, killed like almost all the orphans, and Yuri was there too.
우리도 뭐 다르지는 않죠. 나 죽었나? 싶었더니 갑자기 눈을 떠보니
Same story here. One moment I was like, huh? Am I dead? And next I'm suddenly waking up somewhere around here.
미카도 레인도 없었고 당장 배는 고프니까 뭐라도 먹어야겠다 싶어서.
No Mika, no rain, stomach hankering. Thought I should grab myself a notch. So,
어땠더라?
and how'd it go again?
크랩개가 튀어나와서 주변에 있는 걸 주워 무기를 만든 다음에 산산조각을 내고 구워 먹었다고 하셨죠.
A trash crab appeared, you fashioned a few things around you into a weapon, smashed its head in, turned into a barbecue, Bob's your uncle.
맞아, 칠할맞게 맛없기는 했지만.
Fanny's your aunt, tastes like ours though.
그러다가 개에 붙은 폐품으로 고철 바꿔 먹기를 시작했고.
Then you started selling scrap metal from the back of those crabs.
오케이, 레인. 네가 설명하는 게 낫겠다.
Okay, Rain, how about I leave the storytelling to you, yeah? Was that a hand in her pants? WTF, is that? Those are gloves. Yeah, I think it's just gloves.
저 올가라는 사람은 뭔가 대충대충 스타일인 것 같네.
That Olga lady's got a pretty flippant personality, huh? Yeah, Roja, like someone else I know.
어머? 누굴 말하는지 모르겠네.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
엄마? 이건 또 뭐래?
Oh, what's this? That's,
체인가?
prosthetic head, isn't it?
누님, 자꾸 그러시면 이야기가 끝나지 않아요.
This will be here all day if you keep derailing.
알았어, 알았다고.
Okay, I gotcha. The woman they called Olga fell back, clicking her tongue, and a man they called Rain came forward, bringing us up to speed. He was a fixer, working alongside Olga and Mika until they were all sucked into the library, getting wrapped up in these things called receptions. And just when he thought he was a goner, he suddenly came to, began wandering and found Olga. They began collecting scrap metal together, with Mika joining along the way, and ended up running a workshop almost like they used to run the office back in the old days.
책에서 돌아오는 데에는 언제 죽었는지와 같은
There wasn't any particular
따로 없어.
order in which they returned from the book. Real gloves look like human skin. It's probably just because people in the PM universe have very pale skin a lot of the times, so like white gloves look a lot more humanoid than they would all elsewise.
아직은 규칙성이
Patterns have yet to reveal themselves to me. So he is actively trying to. Is he trying to get revenge? Is he trying to figure out exactly the order? What is it? What is his goal here? It has something to do with Tomary, I assume. Unless there's more to it. Maybe there's like someone in particular Limbus is trying to retrieve? I don't know. Virgilius muttered something to himself, looking at Faust, who stood near him. Faust nodded silently. Schmel's not happy. I knew there was something between the two of them, but it was always something apocryphal that I couldn't even begin to understand. Besides, I was starting to worry about Ishmael, who was growing increasingly distraught. It was about time I talked to her about her sudden change. Ishmael, so you've been here before? It looked like you recognized those crabs from earlier.
네. 문제가 있나요?
Yes. Is that a problem? Huh? No, not really. I'm just wondering how they taste. How's like you eat those crabs?
무슨
Canto, you can't even
의미 없는
eat.
질문을 갑자기 하시는지 뻔히 보이지만
Clue, perhaps. I can see plain as day what you're trying to do with that inane question,
그래도
but
대답을 드리자면 네, 크랩 차우더로 꽤 먹어보았죠.
I'll entertain it anyway. Yes, I've had it more than a few times as crab chowder.
구역질을 억지로 참아야 했지만 뱉어내지 않으면 소화할 수는 있는 맛이라고 해야
Yeah.
할까요?
It was a pretty digestible flavor once I got past the vomit traveling back up my
질문에 대한 답이
esophagus.
됐나요?
Does that answer your question? Yeah, thanks. Every time Ish has an ID, she always has a headache or migraine. It's just, I mean, I think it's fair enough to have a headache / migraine if, you know, she's stuck working with Limbus Company and has to be the smart one a lot of the times. Has to be the sane one a lot of the times. Yeah, I didn't think that was the best question I could have come up with, but her reception was much colder than I'd expected.
그런데 먹을 수 있는 거군요. 저거 환상체나 뒤틀림 같이
So that thing is edible, huh? It almost looks like an abnormality or a distortion. A crack in the well, I guess, similar to the Black Forest. Abnormalities appearing in the human world before even the times of Lobcorp, just naturally because of these cracks appearing around. We know that was the case for like the three birds, the apocalypse birds in the Black Forest, and it might have something to do with Nosferatu too. He might like relate somehow to the origin of the blood fiends or something like that. I don't know. No, I don't think that's an abnormality or a distortion.
네?
Really? Then
환상체와 뒤틀림을 구분할 수 있는 단테 씨는 설명이 없어도 알 수 있으셨겠죠.
since Dante can distinguish between an abnormality and a distortion, they were able to tell without me explaining.
저것은 생물입니다. 돌연변이라고 할 수도 있겠군요. 그러니 이론적으로 섭취에는 문제가 없을
They're
것입니다.
living organisms, mutants if they will. Theoretically speaking, there shouldn't be any problem with ingesting them. Of course the district based in water's singularity produces, you know, sludge polluting the ocean. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We don't know what the singularity is or what it does, but there's a chance to learn it by the end of this mid-chapter, but of course it's just water pollution. I'm not that shocked.
저희 할머니도 돌연변이 동물들을 많이 수집하곤 하셨죠. 저런 생물은 저도 처음 보지만요. 참
just
신기한 구경이네요.
grandmother used to collect mutated animals too. I've never seen anything like this one though. What a priceless
네,
experience.
그런 덕분에 저희가 밥도 먹고 정비 일도 할 수 있는
Yep,
거죠.
so they're pretty much our daily grub. The woman they called Mika was walking out from inside the boat workshop, an inscrutable look on her
미카,
face.
어때? 견적은 좀 나와?
Mika, so how much of it do we gotta work on here?
공방에서 일하시던 아버지께서는 말씀하셨죠.
You know, there's this thing that my father who worked in a workshop used to
싹
say.
다 뜯어 고쳐야겠다.
The whole shebang.
뭐 엔진을 다 털어내야 한다던가 그런 거냐?
All the way down to the engines or something like that?
아니요, 그 부분까지는 건드릴 필요 없어요. 함부로 건드릴 엄두도 안 나고.
No, not that far. I won't go there to go tinkering with that thing
버스
either.
내부를 잠깐 봤는데 복잡한 것도 정도가 있어야 한다는 생각이 들더라고요.
Saw the internals of the bus and it's on a whole nother level of
하지만
complexity.
그것 외에는 전부예요. 부력 발생 장치도 없고 프로펠러도 조타 장치도
But yeah,
없고요.
pretty much everything else has to be changed. No flotation device, no propellers, no steering gear, nothing. Unconnected avenue could be La Lorona. That's Italian. That's not Spanish. That's Italian. It used. I mean, fair enough. It used to be Spanish, but they changed it to Italian because that's what it was supposed to be in the first place. It used to be like they changed the name of it. It's like Teatro della Luna or something like that now. Let me pull it up. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to click there. That's fine. Yeah, it's Il Pianto della Luna now. Because it's Italian. It used to be called El Lanto de la Luna, which is Spanish, but they changed it to Il Pianto della Luna, which is Italian. Well, that's getting off topic. Because it used to be Spanish, but it was supposed to be. It's weird. That was changed in like a random patch or something. But it's music, Italian stuff. I digress. So, what do we do now?
그건 예상했습니다. 해결 방법을 제시하시죠.
This was to be expected. Please present us with a solution.
방금 저 관리자라는 분이 뭐라 말하신 것 같은데 그냥 째깍인 건가?
Did the manager say something, or did they just TikTok sometimes? Well, anyway, it is donor anyway. You say that, but let me. Give me a second. Where is it? I promise you, I've got a point to this. I hit the wrong thing. Whoops. God, I am not good at this. Did I do it? This guy. There's a backwards clock aberration. Donor abnos are semi-canon now, I guess. Because backwards clock was a donator abno, yet we've got this thing. I think the whole argument that donator abnos are non-canon isn't necessarily. I don't think it's true anymore. I used to think that, but now they've got a very real chance of being, well, real, which is good because Pode is such an awesome abnormality. Just a funny little dog. I think La Llorona appears in Mexico and the Iberian Peninsula. Well, I think the abno is based on something different then, because it's E Pianto della Luna. I don't know. Once again, the abno itself is supposed to be based on something Italian. It just is similar to something else, I guess. I don't know the details.
방법은 우리한테 있어요.
We do have a plan to fix it. What we lack are the parts.
기계를 개조할 재료라고 한다면은 뭐 어디 고철 같은 거라도 주워야 하나?
Parts for the bus. What, do you need us to collect scrap or something?
그리고 잘 하실 수 있을 거라고 보고요. 아까 보니까 잘하실 것 같던데.
Yep, exactly, and from what I've seen so far, I'm certain you and your company are cut out for the job. With that, Mika pointed away, toward where the trash crabs were.
크랩개들을 처리하면 회품을 모을 수 있을 겁니다.
Defeat the trash crabs and you should be able to collect the scrap they're carrying. Doesn't matter.
몇 마리나?
It still doesn't mean the clock exists, IMO. Well, the thing is, it exists in a mirror world. Whether pretty much any Abno can be canon now, because mirror worlds exist, a lot of the Abnos we've seen aren't necessarily ones that exist in this world. So while back Abnos might not be canon in this world, they still can be canon in other worlds, stuff like that. I don't know, it's weird because mirror world stuff like that. I'd love to see the Headless Horseman Abno. Oh yeah, absolutely. Although I feel like it might end up being an annoying fight, because you know for a fact it'd be one of those fights where you gotta protect, or you gotta work with the apple, you gotta protect the apple, or something like that.
아주 많이요?
A lot?
그럼 그렇지. 일하려고 온 거구만.
Of course, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
정확해.
Precisely.
이번 경유지에서 너희는 버스를 개조할 부품을 모아오면 된다. 황금가지를 찾아오는 것보다 쉽고 간편한 일이지.
The job at this stop is to collect parts to modify the bus. It's a far simpler and easier job than retrieving a golden bow.
자, 그럼 나는
Now then, while I can converse with the worker cooperators, everyone to the beach.
저런 건 바다가 아니요.
That is no beach. And it would be a pointless argument. Yeah, that is true.
저 모습도
That's for sure, but like,
대호수의 일부. 바다라고도 불리는
Abnos are weird. I think,
모습이니까.
I mean, you also gotta keep in mind, like, Mio was a donator character from what I know. And Mio is absolutely canon. I think the whole stuff about the donator Abnos being non-canon is, it's a hard thing to say for certain. I think it could go either way, that's for sure. I really just want them to be real though, because then we get Pode. It was one of my favorite Abnos solely because of the one animation of Pode and Gyeongmi. If you know it, if you've seen it, you know it. It is an absolutely spectacular animation. Further out dimensions, there's infinite possibilities, and alternate timelines, and time travel is involved. Yeah, anything can be an abnormality. You could be an abnormality. You, physically, you, the viewer, you could be an abnormality in a different timeline, and you don't know. This is a stupid joke, that's for sure, but it is technical. Yes, it is. Even that mudflat is a part of the Great Sea, also known as the Sea. The Great Lake, also known as the Sea. I don't know why I said Great Sea. Why is there red water, though? I still don't understand that part. You'd think it would be sunset or something, but no. Time to scrap. Oh, we get lunacy. Wholesome. Time to salvage, scrap, and prepare the bus for both hell and high water. Oh, there's a different symbol here. It's a little circle symbol. Because notice, for these two, it's got a symbol of, like, the little crab with the sword. Now it's a crab with a sword and a replay. Oh, is it saying this is, like, a replayable one? I think what this is probably indicating is the fact you can keep on playing it to get more and more scrap. Possibly. Oh, wait a second. This costs a module. Really? So is this going to be, like, a mirror dungeon type deal, then?
잠수 준비 끝.
Why does this cost a module? I guess just so you can spam it. But that is very interesting. Please give me a place to spend my encapsulin. I am not gaining any right now because of the fact I've got so much. Also, I have noticed, we haven't seen any of the Pierce ones. If viewers were an abnormality, we would be called the Watchers, and we could be Zayn or Aleph. Red could be algae. I guess that's true. Algae water, something like that. Oh, once again, you can see the big crab in the background, the big crab's trailer at least. But I did notice we haven't seen the Pierce crabs again. We saw them in the first fight, but we've been mostly seeing these two since, the hard and sharp ones. Very strange. Once again, I'm not a marine expert. Yeah, there definitely could be an actual reason for the red water.
좋아.
it just definitely stands out to me, because, like, at first I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's sunset, but no, you can still see the blue water.
완벽한 한방.
Something like algae makes sense,
시원한
I think.
거래.
다음에는 머리다.
피는 확실히 빼는 편이지.
Nice. HP healing down on the dead guy. Excellent job. God. Like, the change of colors is really messing with my brain a lot more than it really should be. But it happens, so...
다시 못 살게 구는 일은 없을 것이오.
Oh, that guy's got a gun.
끝이 보이네요.
Cannoneer Crab. This guy's gonna have mass decks in or 2 targets. He's using the bow, I think, a bunch. And he's got, like, little spiky shields, too. This guy has different passives. No crab eat crab roll. He's got 250 HP. He's got another multi-hit back, because he's got delicious crab guts. Any other center will be connected with morning only. Ryoshu Sinclair Dawn could fit. What was I saying? Oh yeah. You'll favor some damage for 5 rupture on target, lose HP. He spends HP to do a 3-target mass attack there. It's a relatively weak roll, it's easy enough to beat. But it is funny just have the cannon crab. What does this do? High speed gains +1 power for the first skill. That's good enough. That's a decent thing. Oh yeah, spin. So cool. And you know what? I like that animation a lot, so you know, Ishmael, do it again, do it again. Yeah, there we go. Why did this one gain +1 power for the first skill when it was her second skill? Alright, interesting. Oh, and this is, he's got enough tremor, so he's hitting both of these guys. Nice. Crab died, I think. Yep, so it's just the Cannoneer now, I think. Panada party him. Gains some stagger resist stuff for himself. And Decay Blade is gonna do not too much, but a decent chunk.
너, 맛,
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
Then Pride Resonance. Like that, this should be good. We don't need the mass deck anymore, so it's fine to use this skill, even if he doesn't have the Tremor for it. And his Tertiary can kills this guy, because it's Pierce, he's super dead. And there's the Cannoneer Crab, too. So that's kind of like the big-ish crab fight. Probably, I assume we're going to see the crab guys in Refraction Railway, too, I hope so. That could be funny. We'll have to see what they do for Refraction Railway 2. It's probably going to be in 2 weeks' time. I don't think it's going to be next week. But it's hard to say for sure. Oh. Oh, I can already see a glimpse ahead. We're going to be heading immediately back to the Molar office, but you can see... You can see there's a slight difference on the bus here. It's got like a little, it's starting to become boat-like. It's still got its wheels, but it's gonna have like a little boat structure by the time we get back. Funny skill I could think of is 10 coin skill. They gotta do a skill where if you get heads, it uses recycles the coin an unlimited amount of time, something like that. Imagine if Olga had a discard mechanic. I do think discard mechanics could be really cool. That's for sure. We'll have to see though. Like, I mean, she doesn't. Like, she doesn't, of course. Which kind of makes her feel very different from, you know, grown-up Olga, but it's because it would be a weird thing to translate into the game. We finally connected up Scrap for them to start working on the bus modifications. I wonder if we can get some time off. If we do, then I should try talking to Ishmael. Discard mechanic could work well, though, like, just maybe, like... Fun fact, amphibious card exists IRL. Oh, amphibious cars exist IRL. Yeah, I feel like I've heard stuff about that before, but I do not know. But a discard mechanic could absolutely work if it was like... If it was something like you just get rid of your other skill, the one other than the one you selected, and depending on it, and then that skills get discarded. Something like that could work, but it would be weird. We've been at it for about 2 days, perhaps. We were able to defeat a considerable number of trash crabs and collect enough scrap to fill a whole wagon and then some.
네, 이 정도면
Oh
해볼
no,
수
it's...
있겠네요.
Oh yeah, you can't see the boat thing. There's a little tarp in front of it. But yeah, you can see the boat-like shape already starting. Alright, I think this will be enough for us to get started. She has discarded her mechanic. That's how she was too good at her own discarded mechanic that she accidentally discarded it. Yeah, you're right.
휴, 그럼 이제 쉬어도 되는 거지? 들려? 어깨 돌릴 때마다 뚜둑 소리 나고 있잖아.
Let me rest now. Listen, I can hear my shoulders creaking with every move.
로자 씨, 그러니까 겁이라도 주는 것 같잖아요. 자제를.
Can you stop that? It looks like you're flexing at them.
뭐 개조를 하는데 드는 시간도 있을 테니 적어도 며칠은 즐길 수 있겠어.
It'll take some time to modify the bus, so we'll have at least a few days to enjoy. Though this place doesn't exactly resemble a tourist attraction. Dinners were all busy, stretching and chattering, relieved that the work was finally over. But I had a terrible feeling that this was probably not the end of our toil.
네?
Never is.
쉬기는 뭘 쉬어요?
Enjoy what?
어?
Of course. I knew it.
제가 말한 건 이제 시작만 해볼 수 있겠다고 말한 거예요.
Said it was enough to get started.
타는 것은
Which means
당연히 더 주워오셔야죠.
you'll have to go collect more scrap, of course.
참고 삼아. 그 양은
How much more to be exact?
지금의 한 5배?
About 5 times the amount you've collected so far.
후륜 쪽도 포함해야 할 것 같은데.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on the we're gonna have to work on the rear wheels too.
7배로 방금 막 늘어났어요.
7 times.
지금까지 효율을 고려하면 적절한 휴식은 취하지 못하겠군.
During our current productivity rate, it seems that we will not be provided with adequate rest.
기존보다 수면에 할애하던 시간을 줄이는 편이 좋을 것이다.
Reducing the time dedicated to sleep would be contributive to our collective effort. Mersault's like, okay, we must push ourselves further. Woo, scrap. The chapter's called Woo, scrap.
이럴 수는 없는가요?
This cannot be. We simply God is having a mental breakdown. Don Quixote looked as though she was about to collapse, a woeful look on her face.
아니, 있잖아. 이런 고철 덩어리들을 주워온다고 작업이 되긴 되는 거야?
Hang on a sec, though. How does collecting these pieces of scrap even help modify the bus?
그야 고철을 적당히 볼트로 결합하는 방식이라면 죽도 밥도 안 되겠지만.
Whereas if we were simply bolting these scraps onto the bus willy-nilly, it wouldn't amount to much.
기사의 특이점을 이용해 결합하는 과정을 거치면 마치
Fusion.
처음부터 자신의 부속품이었던
We
것처럼
simply
기능하게 할
cannot.
수 있으니까요.
But using U-Corp's singularity to fuse the parts, we can make them work as though they were tailor-made for the bus. Ursula is a genuine workaholic and needs to get a vacation. He really does. So U-Corp's singularity fusing things. Interesting. Oh, unite, that's the joke. U stands for unite on the surface, but it's gonna have a secret meaning behind the line. Yeah, that's an easy enough one.
걔네 특이점이라면 무슨 음식 완벽히 포장하는 기술 아니었어?
U-Corp, I thought they deal with some kind of a food packaging
뜯기
tech.
전까지는 절대
Oh, yeah.
내용물이 변하지 않는
But-
그런 거였는데? 거기서 제조했던 통조림도 요긴하게 먹고 그랬었는데.
You know, stuff that stops the content inside from spoiling or changing in any way until you open the package? I used to eat a bunch of their canned food. So, the U-Corp stasis box isn't their main singularity, it's like a different thing?
어째 누님과 똑같은 말씀을 하시네요. 종지마다 특이점을 활용한 여러 기술들이 있을 수도
Funny,
있는
Big Sis said the
거잖아요.
exact same thing. Some nests have more than one way of using their singularity, in case you don't know. So it's the same singularity, and you can use it to connect things together and to preserve food. But does Unite really fit if that's the case? Unite fits. The idea of U-Corp being Unite fits for that first idea, but the whole preserving food thing. U-Corp will be connected to the ego that Mersault has. And that's probably going to be N-Corp stuff. You know, the barrier. U-Corp might do a bunch of stuff like W-Corp having 2 singularity. That is true. One of them could be their actual thing. Because W-Corp has their singularity is the white. That's their main singularity. But they also have the rights to the actual dimensional travel technology used by a former corporation that fell. because it could manage to make use of its singularity before, collapsing on itself. Could be something like that. The barrier might not be a singularity then, or maybe that is possibly V Corp Veil stuff. U Corp could be upgrade. That's true. Yep, upgrade's also a potential idea. I feel like if they're two singularities, it has to be the same thing though. I feel like uniting stuff in the preservation boxes, I feel like that's not the kind of thing that would have two different singularities, because W Corp has two singularities because they work hand in hand for their one main product. But the fact that it's two different products from U Corp means that it probably is one singularity with multiple applications. At least that's my train of thought right now. I would upgrade connecting the idea of unite. I guess we'll see. They're probably going to talk more about it.
원리만 활용한다면 근본적인 특이점을 기반으로 얼마든지 활용하여 A사의 기반 특허를 낼 수 있습니다.
Resonance tuning for
유사에서는
the working principle is the same. One can always utilize the singularity's fundamentals to patent a singularity-based technology at A Corp. U Corp is not only known for its stasis preservation packaging, but also for its resonance tuning fork. Utilize the singularity's fundamentals to patent a singularity-based technology. So it's saying that U Corp has three different things now: stasis preservation packaging, resonance tuning fork, and then the connecting thing. And that robot Abno might be connected to U Corp. Which one? Do you mean the Hurtley one? The actual, I forget what the main one's called. Because Hurtley's like a sub Abno. Hurtley was created by the You Must Become Strong. That's the name of the Abno. Possibly. I don't know. Resonance tuning fork. She's bothered by those words. Oh. Music got serious. And she's talking about Ahab. Entwined, fused with things. And she devoured them all. Is this though they'd never even existed? Unison. Yeah, that's unite, unison, something like that. What is Ishmael talking about here though? Ahab entwined, fused with things, devour them all as if they've never even existed? What? Ishmael, what's the problem? Okay, you need to tell Virgilius immediately. Ishmael's saying stuff, it may be unison. Yeah, I do think it's unite, unison, something along those lines. Union? Wait a second. No, union's a different thing. Ishmael's having a mental breakdown. Ignore her. Yeah. We need to figure out the singularity first, Ishmael. You're having a mental breakdown. That's true. Where is it? Let me find. Where is it? I think it's. Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to find this thing, but it is vaguely relevant. Is it relevant enough to bring it up? It might be, actually. And you'll see what it is in a second. I just need to sort through my files to find what I'm trying to grab. Where do you think Limbus with death metal could work? Fair enough, I guess. Where is it? I did notice there was no Z Corp, but it said there's 26 sisters. Yes, I have noticed that a lot. It definitely makes me wonder a lot. Okay, I think I have a very solid idea as to what U Corp is now. It's kind of fully clicked to me because I've grabbed this from this logo from the Ruina art book. And you might wonder what exactly it is. Like Ahab going along an absolutely wrong tangent in the book. Look at this logo. This is just a random logo in the... It's a random logo in the art book. It's for Union... We thought it was something about Union Workshop, I think? Something about, like, the biotechs, but I am wondering if this could be U Corp's logo. Because from what it sounds like, you might be Union. I don't know for sure though, but that's my current possible theory. I'll have to see later. It's from like the concept art of the Runa art book. So I don't know for sure, but I think that might be different. Am I going on a long and absolutely wrong tangent? Maybe. That maybe. There are 25 districts with 26 wings. Yeah, there's Z district, whatever Z is definitely somewhere different. I have wondered about that before, but it seems consistent enough that, like, it's very odd how no one's mentioned it, but it's always 26 districts, 26 wings. But the map doesn't show Z Corp at all. There's a lot going on. I need to just continue. What if U Corp Singular just mashes people together? Mm-hmm. Similar to, like... Huh. Mashes people together. Mashes things together, creates some sort of union of them. Z Corp is zebra. True. So I think... Let me pull the art book back up. This is very tangential, but I think I might be able to find something vaguely relevant. Can I just pull this up? Can I pull up the actual PDF file? If I do window capture... Yeah, here we go. Here's the Ruin art book. So I want to check... Where is it? It's above this part. Yeah, tie-in. No, the weaponry tie-in has equipped as a bionic weapon manufactured by the Workshop Union Co. Bionic weapon side unit gear. So maybe Union is unrelated, but maybe this is still, like, this is all conceptual stuff, so none of this is set in stone. It's very possible this Union Co. is U-Corp. But they go by Union Co. Maybe they have workshop functionalities within them, something like that. This is getting far too tangential though, that's for sure. Whoop. Remove that. Remove that. Back to it we go. Give me a moment, Ishmael. Are you okay? No, we are not ready. We're inexperienced. We don't know enough about the Great Wake nor about the whale. There it is.
그래요. 제가 알려드리고 도와드릴게요. 충분한 시간이 지난 후에 도전해야만 하는 곳이에요. 저곳은.
I know. I'll help you up. I'll help you make Virgilius understand. We shouldn't go there. Not yet. I'm telling you that place is.
자꾸 뭐 하자는 거야? 아까 먹은 크랩 차우더인지
What? What's got you going Marty, eh? What? Getting pollywobbled from the crab chowder or something?
다 같이 그 개 같은 개딱지 내장을 긁어먹긴 했지만.
We all scraped through the same crab guts, but I'm totally fine.
근데 뭐가 문제야? 뭐 지금까지는 우리가
So what's got you throwing a wobbly? This ain't the first time we're going in not knowing a nit about what we're doing. We've been dead enough times to get used to it.
죽고 죽어가면서 일을 처리한 게
Dying your way through mission isn't really something to be proud of, Heathcliff.
저희가 그냥 해결사였다면 첫 임무부터 진작에 전원 사망으로 순식간에
We were your average fixers who would have been dead and gone on our very first mission. Our names scraped clean from whatever association's registry.
누가 몰라? 나도 뒷골목 조직 생활하면서 몇 번이나 죽을 뻔했는데 목숨이 하나뿐인 걸
You think me daft?
모르겠냐고.
I've had enough years toiling and brushing with death for the syndicates of the backstreets to know that I've got but one life.
그거랑 다르지. 지금은 시계 대가리 덕분에 여러 번
But it's
살아나고
different now.
있잖아.
Blockface is here to bring us back every time.
지금까지 운이 좋았으니까 멀쩡하게 살아날 수 있었다고 생각하지는 않나
What do you
보죠.
think we've simply been lucky that Dante was able to bring us back intact?
야, 왜 자꾸 못한다고 하는 건데? 환상체한테 머리가 깨져서 뒤졌으면 이번에 다리를 내주고 피하고.
What's up with his attitude? If an abnormality cracks my skull, turn the clock and I'll let it crack my leg next time. We can keep crawling back until they're smashed to pieces. No?
지금껏 겪었던 게
Do you think we've seen everything there is to see at this
그럴
point?
리가 없잖아요.
You know that's not true.
최악의 경우엔 복구가 불가능할 수도 있는 거예요. 시계를 아무리 쳐 돌려도.
In the worst case scenario, Dante could turn the clock all day and not be able to bring us back. This is definitely a new Ishmael phase. She is not happy. This is...
다시 원래대로 돌아가지도 못할 수 있다고요.
What if we encounter something we can never come back right from?
특히 그 거대한 고래는
Especially that monstrous whale. Never mind.
설명해도 못 알아들을 것처럼 말하지 마라. 어?
Don't do that. Like I won't understand a thing. What if the four colors will reappear at any moment?
말도 못 알아듣는
Red,
버러지
white, black,
취급하는
and
것
pale.
같아서 열받으니까.
I'm not going to treat it like a stupid sod. They exist in some form, because, like, they've all... Red, white, black, and pale, they've all got their own meaning, because red is physical, white is mental, black damage is erosion, aka, like, your mind and body melting away at once, and pale is damage dealt to the soul directly. So they all definitely could exist in some way. They do have some meaning behind them, and they do correlate to, like, the Four Horsemen. Stuff like that. They definitely could reappear. Oh, wait, you mean the color fixers? Like the White Ordeal? Or do you mean the actual damage types? Because for the actual color fixers, I don't think they're real. They're just figments of Bane's imagination. But if we're talking about the damage types, then yeah, they do exist in some forms. That's what, like Servant of Wrath and even Yon in Ruina, that's what the erosion status effect was. That was black damage. There's a Pale Horse that got scraped. Yes, there is. Pale Horse Abno. No, the damage. Yeah, that's what I thought originally. I was wondering for a second, but yeah, damage types. Because erosion, we have seen erosion through Yon. Because that's what... Because black damage is erosion. And pale damage is a bit harder to understand, like, really, because damage to the soul, it's a lot more conceptual than the others. But it definitely, like, reappear in some sense. Because, like, early, like, concept stuff for Limbus, the 4 damage types were going to return, but they were replaced by the Sin. Horsemen. You!
자, 말씀 좀 여쭙겠소.
Now, if you allow me to inquire, oh, Yi-sung's being confrontational! His character arc. Pale is death. Yeah, pale is, like, death damage dealt directly like the soul. It's perhaps because he was never the type to do such a thing. But the crowd immediately fell silent when Yi-sung suddenly, loudly, and uncharacteristically intruded upon their argument.
그대들, 버스에서 제법 하고픈 것이 많다 하지 않았는가?
Let us call to mind the various desires of earth that we were so enthusiastically proclaimed on our journey here.
과업이 남은 것은 사실이나 소기의 목표를 달한 것도 사실이요. 그렇다면
It is true, there is still significant toil to be had, yet it can also be said that we have accomplished a certain milestone. Perhaps a momentarily respite is warranted.
단테, 이 정도는
Isn't
괜찮지
that true,
않겠소?
Dante? Yi-sung! This is the first time Yi-sung appeared so dependable since we started our plus journey. He's growing. I nodded emphatically. Yeah, I agree with Yi-sung. I think we can slow down for a bit and do some team-building activities together. How's that sound? You know about SS3, there's a lot of server they added Pale Horse. I do know vaguely about SS13. I've never played it. I do know vaguely about the LobCorp stuff, though. Adding the Pale Horse, that's funny. It is a definitely interesting sounding Abno, kind of like showing up before someone dies is like a omen.
네, 조금 쉬고 계셔도 될
Sure,
것
I
같네요.
think you guys can take some time
저희
off.
쪽에서 준비가 되면 말씀드릴게요.
We'll let you know once we're ready.
저기 그렇다면
Excelsior! In that case.
비치 볼리볼 다들 하지 않겠는가?
I say that we partake in a game of volleyball! With Don Quixote's well-timed assist, the almost icy mood seemed to defrost slightly. There, it was good. That's cool to hear. I might try that sometime then. I feel like I've heard decent stuff about then. Who knows? Maybe that'll be a future stream. Beach volleyball? What am I doing on this for words? Nothing new yet. That's fine. And this is going to be another normal fight after this redoable one. Dawn English moment. It's so funny because like it's happened a couple times in Limbus, but I feel like there were never any like English type moments. Now, of course, like I'm no idiot. I know English is not the correct term to describe this at all because Korean. But like I don't know how else to convey it. Just the idea of like English words being said in non-English languages. Beach volleyball. Taking Don Quixote and Yi-sung's advice to mend the growing rift between Ishmael and the other sinners, I decided that we should all try out a few rounds of beach volleyball. Maybe this ability can be an opportunity to build some rapport. Yeah, think so. And this team's been
이게
working fine. I'll stick with
옳은
it.
선택일까?
본인이 똑똑히 보았다네.
I have witnessed it myself.
분명 밀려들어온 태풍과 쓰레기들 사이에서 공 같은 것이 있었음을.
There was, and I speak with certainty, what hath appeared to be a ball of sorts amongst the stranded trash.
공도 있고 사람도 해변도 있으니 이럴 때 놀지 않는다는 것은 불합리하다고 해도 과언이
It
아니지
be no
않겠는가?
puffery to say that 'tis true injustice to deny ourselves merriment when on ball, able bodies and beach shall await us.
이걸 해변이라고 부를 수 있는지는 모르겠지만요.
We really call this a beach, though.
곁에 여기 놀러 온 거 아니라니까?
Don Quixote, I told you, we're not here for a vacation.
본인도 아오. 주원은 고마우나 우리 모두의 단합을 위해 잠시
Why is the
휴식하는
beach
것이 도움이
so
되지
yucky?
않겠는가?
We actually don't know the reason why. It's almost certainly because of U-Corp's singularity, though. This is probably due to their singularity probably causes all sorts of awful, like, trash to show up in the ocean. That's my best guess. We don't know yet, though. We just know that there are these trash crabs and a horrible trash beach in the back streets of, like, the shore. But I am well aware, dear Gregor, I appreciate thine advice, yet I simply do not have it within mine heart to deny such a proposal when an opportunity to bring us together presents itself.
그래. 앞으로는 표정이라도 숨기면서
He's
말하는
old.
게 어때?
Yeah, okay. At least hold back that big grin next time, why don't you? Dawn is what we call delusional. Yeah, she is. She's like... I honestly admire it. I admire the abnormal optimism she holds in awful situations. It's very odd to see in the city. That's for sure.
아니, 나도 동의야.
I'm in agreement with Don Quixote.
이상 씨?
Yes. Isung's really like... God, he's doing so great. Gregor's a softie. He is.
돌이켜보면 벗들과 이렇다 할 체육 활동을 한 적도 없어.
On reflection, I have no memory of engaging in such a sport with my fellows. So he's regretting the fact he never got to play beach volleyball with the League of Nine. So he's like, maybe I can play with you guys instead.
구기 종목에 특출한 재능이 있는 것은 아니지만 이참에 경험하는 것도 귀중할 테지.
I cannot say that I'm particularly talented in games of the ball variety. This is as good a time as any to experience it for once. They're acknowledging the soccer thing, where Yisung was in on like the soccer team for the one like soccer tournament thing. That's the joke. That's incredible. It is funny when they like vaguely acknowledge meme stuff. Don Quixote's book, yeah. I read the Don Quixote book, at least the first one. I think there's a lot of them or something like that. I don't know the specifics. I read one of them and it was interesting. I definitely did the pointing like oh yo thing when it brought up Song of Roland. Ethan and Gregor the Sinners I relate to the most. Yeah. They are very cool. But yeah, this is a reference to the soccer game thing, which is an incredible thing to reference.
해봄이 어떤가?
Let us
발리볼.
partake in this game of volleyed balls. We're so not ready. Ishmael just knows they're all gonna die horrible deaths of the whale. Whatever the whale is. And Heathcliff is still super annoyed. It makes sense that Heathcliff's gonna get a lot of, like, showcase in this chapter and the next one, since he's gonna get chapter 6. It's gonna be a volleyball tournament, no? I don't know. So the time to play ball games, we've been slacking too much as of late. Yeah, you were too lucky last time. Ishmael's starting to practically ooze all over with an ominous aura. Might be a good idea to divert her attention for a bit. Let's play beach volleyball.
현명한 선택이요. 내가 공을 찾아오겠네.
Wise decision. I shall retrieve El Balon. Oh boy.
관리자께서 결정하신 유희다. 모두 표정 풀고 기쁘게 받들도록.
But he's like, yes, manager. Sir. Yes, manager. Sit down tight an activity designated by none other than our executive manager. Everyone quit grimacing and accept it with gratitude. Maybe the whale is a machine. Maybe? I don't know. It's hard to say for sure. We need to see more of U-Corp, that's for sure. I think the idea of the whale possibly being like an abnormality that escaped through the crack in the well is very high possibility. It could be a machine. It could be like something like that. It's I don't know.
알았다고.
Okay. I just hope I don't pull my back playing this game. You, like, fight. You're an active warrior, Gregor. You shouldn't be worrying about pulling your back playing volleyball.
경기 규칙과 규격은 알고 있다. 직접 경기장을 그리도록 하지.
I'm aware of the rules and the specifications of this game. Allow me to draw the arena. Mersault's definitely the kind of guy who knows distances by heart and can draw, like, the perfect shape for the volleyball court. Like, down to the exact specific, like, legal measurements. There were grumbling simmers, beaming sitters, reticent sinners. The reactions were all varied, but everyone eventually moseyed out to an empty lot to play beach volleyball. I stretched, hoping that this activity would help break up the tense atmosphere. Some time later. Now, let us commence! The field was drawn over a squelchy mudflat. The worn ball rocked into the air with Don Quixote's serve. Is this how the game is played? With Yisung's nice received, it was starting to look like we had a proper game going. Yup. You're pretty good. Yup. Meaningless, all of this. Yeah, she is not enjoying this. With Sinnery's personality, you could see IRL as Yisung, Gregor, Sinclair, Rodion, Honglu, and Fast. I think... I don't know, it's definitely hard to see. I think a lot of them do exist partially IRL in some aspects, like... There's definitely, like, people that relate to all the Sinners. I mean, I've already seen, there's fans of every single one of the Sinners. Ishmael's not happy here. Otis is absolutely doing her best. She's gonna win for Dante's sake. Otis, I think that sure would have killed me if I hadn't dodged in time. Ishmael's having a distortion moment. She's not having it. She is not. She's like, we're going to die to the whale. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. And they're just playing volleyball, and Ishmael's just, like, literally melting. This is a part of our training. Did I hear that right? Did she just unsheath her sword? Was that a metal sound? Ryoshu, you're not supposed to hit the ball with your sword. She probably just hit it with the hilt of her sword. Ryoshu hasn't unsheathed her sword at all yet, so it's probably just the hilt, but funny. I've received thy ball. The weak thing is always, we're wasting time. We could be used to study the whale's characteristics. You want us to read up on the whale? You want us to read up on the whale, really? Study the whale. We don't even have a compass to guide us through the Great Lake. Interesting. Needing a compass to guide you through the Great Lake. So do you physically need a compass to find your way through the Great Lake? I assume it's some sort of magical compass then. Nothing normal. Gregor's a war vet, Yisung is your average worker, Sinclair is trauma, Parasnestic, Rodion is gambler. Ishmael's story, yeah. And that, yeah, wow, it's just like her ego quote. He's talking about Ahab, most likely. Unless she's talking about someone differently, it's almost certainly Ahab. But Ahab's not gonna die in her chapter, almost certainly. He's gonna be like the Gubo or like the Demian, like the one who's the villain who survived. And it's gonna be born later on. Heathcliff is not happy. Heathcliff, unable to stand Ishmael's attitude any longer, kicked the ball with enough force that it just might burst. The line she said. As the ball flew away, the Morgan towards the boundary, separating his pristine beach we saw a few days ago. Did the ball just off?
네, 가시되지 않는 플라즈마 장이 형성되어 있는 것 같군요.
It most certainly has. There appears to be a field of plasma invisible to our eyes. Ishmael could be Ahab? I don't know about that. I feel like that'd be a strange take to make about it. But I guess it does make sense, because Ahab was the one obsessed with the whale. If that's what you're getting at, then... Oh, that is a nest. Yeah, that's the actual nest of the core. Field of plasma? Who put a field of plasma on a bee?
둥지와 뒷골목을 구분하기 위한 일종의 장치죠.
A barrier of sorts
형식은
installed to separate the
제각각이더라도
nest from the backstreet.
모든
Along the
둥지의
borders of
경계에는
every nest are
비슷한
installations
것들이
that serve the same
존재합니다.
function, though their specific methods may vary. So I think what they're saying is here, these lines are probably invisible to the actual eye. They're just showing this to us so we, as the viewer, actually knows.
뻔하지. 뒷골목 사람들이 둥지로 못
Of
끼어들어오게
course,
하려는
there are always
의도는
fences and whatnot to stop
어디에나 흔하게
backstreet
있으니까.
residents from crawling into their precious nest.
그런데 말이야. 저 기술로는 흔적도 안 남게 할 수도 있었을 텐데.
With that technology, they could have simply made the ball disappear without a trace instead of leaving the torn mess, which gotta mean
불안 듯이 터뜨려 버려서 그것마저도 오락으로
they won't enjoy
만들려는
watching
생각인
clueless
거지.
souls be ripped to pieces, I bet.
부자들은
Glad the rich folks
즐길
are having
놀이가
so much
많겠어.
fun with our lives. Yeah, like these people, these guys are watching. They're watching the poor folks, that's for sure, and just smiling. I don't like this person in particular. I don't like all their smiles, actually. They're all very creepy looking right now.
기술의 구체적인 의도나 과시성에 대해서는
I have no comment to make
제
regarding the
쪽에선 말할 수 있는
device's
게
particular
없군요.
purpose or its sadistic nature.
콩. 1시간이나
It took me a
걸려서
whole hour of my time to procure us the ball.
다들 정신 차려. 저 꽁 터지는 소리 때문에
Brace yourself. The sound of the ball popping attracted the trash crabs.
너 이따가 보자.
Chat after this. I really thought this could be the activity to dramatically bring us all together. What kind of hell? Why does this keep happening?
이제는 익숙해질 때도
Isn't
되지
about time you
않았나
got
관리
used to
장관?
this, manager bud.
저것 때부터 빠르게
Come on, let's
처리하자고.
first take care of business. Yep. Okay. A lot's happening here. Oh, here's more of the Pierce crabs.
다치시지 않게
Thank you,
싸우셨으면
trash
좋겠어요.
crabs. Like, they're the exact same, we just didn't see them for some reason. There we go.
박살내주마.
Very odd stuff going on.
금방 끝내고 버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다. 그치?
적출할게요.
파쇄 완료.
Okay, good damage, good
머리 좋다,
damage.
강태. 방금 완전 좋았어.
자.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
We're gonna get a big pride residence off here. Nice.
무슨 맛일까?
Should be good. I mean, the crab's very dead. We didn't need it, but we got it. And Ishmael's got a large scrammer count right now, so she could spend it to just inflict a bunch of fragile on someone with her tertiary, which we will do. That's for sure.
무슨 맛일까?
흙으로서 다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을
이
것이.
공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
So far, we've seen 4 crabs in total. So far, all the fights have played off like normal battles, no Abno fight type battles. I wonder if the big crab will be counted as an Abno type battle.
피는 확실히 빼는 편이 좋지.
다음에는 머리다.
So we've seen the 3 damage types, and then we've got the mortar shot crab.
적확한 하나비였어.
That killed the first thing, so she didn't get her funny camera flip. How sad.
다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을
I do not know what to think about the Morocks. They came back from the library, but were they one of the last or first to do it? It seems like that's what Virgilius is trying to figure out too. Virgilius is trying to figure out the pattern. Someone he wants to get. I mean, I assume he wants to get back at Iori, but like the thing is, he knows Iori got out of the library.
못살게 구는 일은
He knows
없을
Palmer got out of the
것이.
library. I don't see how he'd have anyone else. Do the crabs have sin resistance? Yes, they do. They're weak to gloom and sloth, and they resist gluttony and lust. But it's still a normal fight, so.
이 순간을
I don't know if that's for gameplay purposes or for story purposes. It's hard to say. Dissolution. It looks like the guy's like yellowish. The next one. Well, we're getting close to the end anyways, that's for sure. I love the sounds though. So funny. A bunch more scrap here. So yeah, we're definitely going to have enough to get the Sinclair identity after probably before the end of the stream. We're gonna get the Sinclair identity. It'll be a while before I can get the Soda one, but I'll probably grind for that myself on my own. Iori directed customers to join the Limbus company. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He's definitely not related to Iori, I don't think. But I'm not sure why. He kind of like looked at Faust too, so maybe Limbus as a whole wants someone in particular. I don't know who though. That's the thing. Because Iori's the only one who would make sense, really. No one else being related to the library is like that important, because like stuff like Blue Reverb's not coming back, like Hallie's not coming back because we kept a page of the Red Mist. She didn't get like released into the world or something. Hard to say. We're definitely going to see more of them. We're definitely going to see more people coming for about. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these mid-chapters is going to feature Zhao and Lowell. Although that may be a bit ways away. See my message? You're talking about how Rodion and Heath... I don't think I've been seeing your messages. What are you... I think your messages didn't go through. You're talking about how Rodion and Heath generally dislike the upper class. Well, yeah, that makes sense, because that's how their stories go. Because Rodion, like, killed, like, the business... He killed, like, the tax woman. Because of, like, the oppression, stuff like that. Prying children, Yon may be more dangerous. We don't know if prying children are escaped. That's the thing. Yon isn't really a threat, that's the thing, because Yon's just going to keep on working for the Index now. Because Yon's still distorted. They stay in the forms they were in when they entered the library, most likely. Prying children may be dead, though. Because from what we can tell, after the Philip comes back, I'm going to distort. Fitting for... I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Philip, like, when he got released after, like, actually dying... When he died to the library and got book, I'm pretty sure when he came back afterwards, it was probably him and all the Crying Children pieces. That's my belief. I don't think he's coming back. But if so, if he's back, we're gonna see him when we get to V-Corp, because we know that's where Dawn Office is, because that's the one he raised. I think he's like gone though, like the rest of the Reaver ensemble. It's just a shame. I like a lot of them. I mean, 8 O'Clock Circus is probably still around, even if Oswald's gone. I think Emma and Noah will probably, like, carry it on if they can. Stuff like that. And, like 8 Chefs are completely gone. Church of Gears might still be around. I have a feeling that without their leader, they kind of just fell apart. Blood Fiend still exists. Elena was the, like, was, like, kind of a Blood Fiend of her own, not one who was with the others. 2 of the children coming back would be funny because only the Silent Shadow escaped. Hard to say what happened to Philip because he's the only case of the distortion that got separated, indeed. I mean, judging by his, like, full distortion form, that was probably him, like, re-merging with the other two, went into the light. I don't know, though. We'll see in times. Orders will lash out indiscriminately, so be careful. Will do. You will live with only child who will probably be able to live with only 2, too. We'll see. 8 O'Clock Circus is not gone, but yeah, Oswald's gone, but the other 2 are probably still around. The real question is Miss Mermaid and Mr. Knife still alive? Because they were with Oswald in the final fight. So did they die? Probably. But, like, the rest of the animals are fine. They probably released, like, the lion, the monkey, and the elephant. And it seems like the reception's probably... It seems like Rain, Olga, and Mika all fell, like, they all woke up in different places at different times, but still vaguely close enough to each other if they were able to find each other. So I don't really think they have any sort of communication stuff. There's a decent chance each of the receptions will still, like, awaken in areas, like, where they're near each other. Although I say that, but, like, Tomry sure didn't have the other, Lovetown residents there. Hard to say. At least, I mean, the good thing is, we were kind of, like, worried that, you know, if they went back to the place they actually came out of, they would have just been in the warp train. Does Molar Rapids know about the warp train stuff? Then isn't that kind of bad for W Corp? You want to see Blade Lineage specifically Bamboo Hatted him. Emma and Noah still sewed together. Emma and Noah are they honestly seem to be like genuinely like happy. That's the thing. They seem to like be actually genuinely happy. I think hopefully they're doing well. 8 o'clock circus themed like mid chapter would be funny. You'd have to use. I want to see a lot of the general receptions. I think a lot of the general receptions were super fun mechanically. I do worry that Sinclair is supposed to be Kim because he does have Claim Their Bones, although it is not to Claim Their Bones you know and love. Not quite the same. He got buffed though with his upside 4, so he's not like bad anymore. But like, hard to say. Full stop off the escape though. What about full stop office? Am I forgetting something I just said? I might be. I'm really not paying attention to like the moves I'm making because I know it's not hard. And I'm just going with whatever. I'm not using any eagles or anything. Now to think about it, was there even a book of Love Time People? Wasn't there only Tonger? That is true. There's not Kim though. He does not have the open cup. Yisan does though. Yeah. I don't know. Blade Lineage is weird because it's a syndicate, so there's not really like they're called like Blade Lineage Solitude and stuff that wasn't in Runa. Yeah. I guess the question is, so the enemies you fought that didn't have books, it was the Love Town Grunts, and it was also the 3 animals from the 8 o'clock circus reception. Those are the ones that didn't have their own books, alongside, of course, the other circus animals from later on. They also died in the library, but they escaped the blue reverb. Yeah. Hey, Ishmael. Yes. Can we talk at least for a bit? I called over to Ishmael once the battle was over. Vermilion Cross had no books. That's true as well. He's as far as I know, it's based on they return in whatever state they were in when they entered the library. So, for example, Vermilion Cross, if he came back, he would still be like a vampire. He's probably like dead if Elena's dead. Chances are, like, without Elena, he just kind of fails to function. So the bamboo hat, that is true. So that if that is the case, that means Zhao does not have ego. But I don't know for sure, because they remember their time in the library, it seems. They remember dying. So they might just return to the state they were in when they died, but that wouldn't make the most sense for Tommy, because, like, you know, Tommy, like, dies and it's only Mary left. But I guess they both came back because they both died and they both came back together. Something like that. It's hard to say. Right, I've never done anything like this before. I don't even know if this is the right thing to do or what kind of results this conversation is going to yield, but I can't just sit here and watch. Yeah, whatever. It looks to me that you've been preoccupied with something ever since we got here. Everyone in 4.5 turns out of the library, then Muller just drops the bomb. So funny. It was mentioned by... The reindeer Ishmael identity mentions the library. Which is so insane because, like, it's just a one-off vague mention. And that's all we had before this. You know, you're not really participating in group activities and things like that. They're scolding her. I wonder if we'll ever get full body prosthetic center IDs. Maybe. I feel like they don't want to do anything that makes them look significantly different, though, because, you know, that's why those have been the only thing that's, like, ever changed hair at all is Grip Faust. Otherwise, it's all pretty much, like, one-to-one with their, like, hair in their head and stuff. Because they want to make the centers each very recognizable on their own, so I don't know about full body prosthetics.
당연하죠. 중요한 건 따로 있는데 여기서 정신 놓고 희희낙낙하고 있으니까요.
Isn't it obvious? There's something more important at hand, but they're all busy enjoying themselves, playing this stupid game. Something more important. Is this about the Great Lake?
네.
Yes. that we in our current state shouldn't go there.
네.
Right, so why do you think that we don't have a chance against whatever is there?
말씀드렸잖아요. 아직
I
준비가
told
안
you,
됐으니까.
we're not ready.
적어도
We're going to need at least
아니면은
half a year to acclimate to the
호수와
Great Lake and the
그것들에게
things that
익숙해질
are
필요가
there.
있다고요. 아니면 그에 상응하는 경험을 더
Or we could try to gain
쌓는다던가요.
more experience, enough to
관리자님과
overwhelm our
마찬가지예요.
disadvantages.
적어도
And that goes the same for you,
자신의 몸을
Dante. You need to
지킬
be strong
정도는
enough to at least take care of yourself.
아,
Which I can
관리자님의
help with.
단련이라면 제가
And
도울 수
Otis,
있어요.
I'm sure he can
그리고
help with your training
오티스
too.
씨도 분명 관리자님을
They're
돕는
trying to,
것에는
they're both
협조하겠죠.
trying to say that Dante needs to learn how to fight. If push
그럴 만한
comes to
상황이
shove.
온다면
Yeah. But wait. Half a year, Ishmael. We just don't have that much time to spare.
호비?
Really?
허비라고
Is that why we're playing
생각하시나요?
beach volleyball? Because we don't have the time to
지금
spare.
저희가 하고 있는 짓들이 더 허비 같은데요? 그리고
And
뭐
not like I'm saying that we
놀고
should just
있자고
sit on our butts
말씀드린 게
and do nothing for half
아니잖아요.
a year. I'm saying we should visit our destinations
행선지를
first
잠시 다른
before
곳으로
coming back
돌렸다가
here.
돌아오면 되는 건데요?
그건 불가능합니다. 모든 구획의 황금가지를
That is
파악한 것도 아닐
impossible.
뿐더러
Not every location of golden bells in the nest has been identified, and the report team hasn't completed their preliminary surveys yet.
핑계는
Excuses.
다른 잘난 이유가 있다는 것쯤은
I've known
오래전부터
for a
알고
while that you
있었어요.
had some fancy ulterior motive. You want hard story content? I think hard story content could be good. I feel like it would be rough. Whether or not hard story content, I'm fine with hard content being optional. Like, I don't really want people to be like gated from progressing in the story. Although I do think more casual filters might be nice, all things considered. I really think that, but like that's kind of toxic, so I don't really genuinely think that too much. I think she's just paranoid, but it might be actually difficult. We'll see. And whatever that is, this is a mistake you won't ever forget.
이번엔
그럴지도.
Perhaps. What a mess.
그러면 적어도 상세한 항해
In that
계획과
case,
전투
we should at
방향을
least map a detailed sailing route and plan out a combat strategy.
듣자니까.
Rattling on and on and on. You want to see a mirror drug from the wife and use movie characters and things, seeing all the realities, something like that. Yeah, that was a very interesting like scene. Just like Denver staring at like the chicken bones or whatever it was. That's when I thought our discussion was reaching a stalemate. Heathcliff butted in.
당신은 또 뭔데요?
What's your problem?
닥쳐.
Quit your job. I think you're the only one struggling here. We've all died more times than we can count. Every single one of us.
이번에도
So I'm telling you that it'll work out again, somehow.
그러니까
And I'm telling you that the
그런
Great Lake is
방법은
different.
통하지
What if the
않는다고요.
manager drowns? What if that
관리자님이
thing eats
수정당해도
us
끝이고
and our bodies can't be
그것에는
recovered?
우리가 먹혀서 더는 시간을 되돌리지 못할
I
수도
do wonder if, like, it's gonna be... the idea of, like, a robot whale is actually kind of, like, clicking to me. Like, what if the LobCorp facility is inside of the whale? Surely not. Surely not.
알아듣겠어요?
You understand? This isn't like
지금까지의
anything we've been
상식으로
through so far.
움직이다간
Be the
진짜
end of
우리는
us.
끝장날 수도 있다고요. 그러면
And I
그
would
새끼도
have a
못
chance.
죽일 테고.
It's the ego quote again. She wants to kill Ahab.
좋아. 네 말에
Oh.
맞다. 이대로 가면 우린 다
Think about it. Those
돼지고,
crabs
나도 캐.
are natural adversaries like birds are. Basically, what Ish is saying. They exist for a long time, yet they have sin resistance. They actually did talk about that earlier on. But Dante, because remember, Dante can like sense like whether or not something's an abnormality or distortion or something like that for some reason because of his blockhead. And their like reaction to it was, this is not an abnormality. This is not a distortion. This is a natural like mutation, or quote unquote natural. It's probably because of Euclid. But Heath is the sinner associated with lust. No, he's associated with envy. Okay, let's say that we're right. If we go now, we're all gonna bite it, and I won't be able to get get back up, Kathy. By the way, Gregor has a Sephiroth on his arm. Don't worry, I know. It bothers me so much how it's just unmentioned. He's got like the multiple floor symbols just on his arm, and it wasn't mentioned in this chapter at all. We're definitely getting more record like content later on, of course. You got the short chapter and his ego. Yeah, abnormalities shouldn't be edible. I mean, in Wonderlab, Cat sure does just drink like the one abno in an attempt to kill herself, but lives. Plenty of abnormalities are perfectly edible. Yeah, here Heathcliff is talking about Cat again. So what's wrong with fapping about for a little while? What are those whales working out or something? I've been mucking up the mood ever since we got here, so how about you use some bloody common sense to not bring everyone else down with you?
제법 웃기네요.
That's rich coming from you, Heathcliff.
당신이 뭘
But
안다고
common
상식을
sense, you of the
내나요?
Great Lake. Have you ever seen a whale?
만나본 적은
Since when were you
있어요?
such a know-it-all?
데오스에 가본 적이나 있고?
This chapter's not nearly as lighthearted as
이지워서
expecting
아는
it to be.
척이죠?
Makes sense. I will eat small bird. No, eat the small bird cookie. That's what it exists for, to be eaten. Well, cheers. Yeah, well, cheers as well.
배 위의
What do you even
생활에
know about a
대해서는
sailor's
알기나
life?
해요.
Huh. How would you know? Although you're whining about your girlfriend or something, dozing off on the bus and throwing a hissy fit once in a while. Oh no, he's involved. He's...
버스에 기대 졸다가 참나면
First look, I
성질나
thought
바락바락
Heath was
내는
Lust's
댁은
Catherine's relationship with Heath. I understand where that's coming from, but here's the thing. Project Moon uses lust as kind of more so a lust for, like, power, glory, stuff like that. Project Moon doesn't use lust in, like, the traditional sense, because, like, that's not their style, usually. What's natural the question is, what are the sin resistance in the first place? Thought it's clearly resistant to light and abnormalities, but if it isn't, then what? That's way different from less side. Yeah, that's the question. It might just be a gameplay thing that they've got sin weaknesses. It's hard to say, though. How is he gonna react? Not happily. Quit it. Ooh.
물 아래에서 기어오는
Only
것과
detailed about
하늘
everything
위에서
from the depths of the
떨어지는 것,
waters to the height of the
그
sky is
모든
crawling
것들을
and
죽여야
falling onto
하고
the deck. Sinners who are know-it-alls are Faust, Yisung, and Otis. I think Faust's the only one that's an actual know-it-all. Otis possibly. Yisung as well. He's the kind. He's a, like, what's the joke? Like, intelligence is thinking you know everything, but wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. Something like that. Like, Yisung's intellect comes from, like, the fact that he knows he is and doesn't know everything. It's like curiosity, stuff like that. Innumerable disasters like acid typhoons, tuna tsunamis, cerebra storms, and multitudes of other terrors of lake I can't even recall the names of. God. And from the storms, high waves as tall as mountains, following that those monsters that wash up onto deck. Look away for a moment and your mate who you trusted with your life is slain. Everyone and everything goes mad and are transformed into something else entirely abominably. So is Queequeg dead then? Your mate who you trust with your life is slain. Is this about Queequeg? Is Queequeg dead? I don't know how you pronounce that name. It's a stupid name, but that's like Ishmael's like good pal in the boat. In the book. I don't know why I said boat. From the lovey-dovey tenderfoot like you. God. The two English sinners are fighting it up. I'll never understand, not after dying 100 deaths. I think Honglu and Yisung are smart enough to know about stuff but don't say it. Second F word in his name, permissionals. You missed it. I think someone else said it earlier already. I think Heathcliff said it about Ishmael. That's the third one. There's two of them this chapter so far. Also, in case you don't know, there's one less. There's at least one less I know of in the English translation, because apparently at the end of Canto 4, when Dante says like "screw you" to Alfonso, apparently he does say the F word there in Korean, but it's translated to "screw you" instead. I don't know specifically. I don't know Korean. I told you to quit it. Warning with to step in, Heathcliff swung wildly at Ishmael. You don't know about me, you. Fellows. The tussle was such a blitz that no one could attempt to intervene. Yisung almost looked pitiful as he stood there bewildered. For a moment, it appears as though Heathcliff had the upper hand as his fist struck Ishmael right in her jaw. Ah! Whoa! Just as Ishmael appeared to throw a punch, she kicked Heathcliff's leg, throwing him to the ground. Ishmael, wait! In the blink of an eye, Ishmael took up her mace. God. He raises the mace high, as though she could strike down at any moment. Her arm trembled with uncontrollable fury. Yeah, what'll you do? Bash my head in, like I did you before.
내가 전에 했던 것처럼 죽여.
Fine, kill me. No matter, I'll be right as rain in a minute.
어차피 나하고 다를 거라
I was a
생각하는
fool to think you'd be any different from me. Yeah, they are both they're like the two, like, revenge sinners. They're all about, they've got revenge as their main focus. They're blinded by it. They're a lot more alike than they are different. Everyone's the same after all. Well, look at that. He's not happy. I wasn't sure what caused her sudden change of heart, but it was a relief of sorts at least. She looked at Heathcliff with her eyes wide open and dropped the mace to the ground. So what did he say exactly? Everyone's the same after all. So my prediction is that something similar was said by Ahab to Ishmael. I wish that I would not have again be witness to such belligerency amongst friends. Oh, poor Yi-sung, he just wants everyone to be good friends. Yi-sung's like, well, I'm fully over my traumas, so I'm just down for whatever. Yeah. Such quarrels among fellows is but a lookability, perhaps.
쟤네 보니까 우리 옛날 생각나지 않아? 저렇게 치고받고 싸울 때가 있어.
No, that brings me back, watching them fight. They used to tussle just like they do now. Thank you, Olga, for lightening the mood. Dante, I neglected to mention this to you since we have not had a dispute like this since our first mission. But you could be held responsible in the future for management failures should a similar workplace conflict arise. What was I supposed to do about this? It was what I wanted to say, but I managed to hold my metaphorical tongue. Brody and Greg are probably friends at a minimum. Yeah. How does the fault lie with the executive manager's house? It's those two fools who got into this scentless altercation. Sinclair also hasn't reacted nicely to going to K-Corp, and but Ishmael's reacting similarly is interesting. Yeah, Sinclair was panicking. Ishmael's going full on insane. Preventing senseless altercation between co-workers is the job of a manager. You... Stop it, everyone. Indeed, such behavior ill-fits the heroic nature of Limbus Company. Sinclair's hesitance, Don Quixote's attempts to defuse, Faust's impassive voice, and Otis's increasingly rising voice in my defense. All of that combined was starting to get incredibly irritating. Stop. Guys, enough. I had no other recourse left at the moment. Ishmael, Heathcliff, what? The two of you, stop working together for a while. Distance yourselves. At least until I can think of a way to deal with you two. Not like I enjoy looking at her mug. Okay. Yeah, we're absolutely getting Red Riding Hooded Mercenary and Big and Woolly Bad Wolf egos for these two. It's gotta be the case, especially after this. Dawn is the most likely sinner to kill someone for littering. You gotta respect it. Heroic nature of Limbus Company, Dawn is as always. She is. Thus, the mood fell into a pit as depressing as this mud flat. Okay, we have an approximate quote now, so feel free to go collecting those scraps. We spent the next few days collecting scraps with the rest of the sinners. Are they gonna make us get a certain amount of scraps before we can progress with the story? They mentioned something about there being certain stages that require some amount of scraps to do. Will they actually do that, though? 45%, yeah, you've been doing the most. Pretty comedic. Time to collect scrap. More stuff. Red Riding Hood and Big Mad Wolf Ego would be lit, yeah. I guess there is also the Wonder Lab variants. Blue Smock Shepherd and Red Buddy. Wait, huh? Oh, what are you hawing about? If it's about, like, the whole thing about, like, the certain things requiring certain amount of the scraps. I think in the post about this from earlier this week, last one requires scraps. Yeah, okay, so it's just the bonus one then, yeah? Or is it the actual last? We'll see. There's no need to actually answer, which is interesting. Situation bleaker than the colors mud flap, but we have to keep collecting more scrap. And this is another repeatable one. And thanks to the fact it costs modules instead. God, look at that. She's not doing great. Something Heathcliff said is just triggering AHAB memories, that's for sure. Well, I'm not too worried. I've already gotten both of the actual event things, so I'm getting my 80% multiplier for scrap. Blue Smock Shepherd would be like Otis or Mersault, and the dog can be John. I don't think there's any relationship that really fits how bad Blue Smock Shepherd and Red and Buddy is. Like, once again, Blue Smock Shepherd is single-handedly, like, the worst character in the entire series. From, like, like, intentionally, of course. I don't mean that as in, like, worst written. I mean he's, like, the least likable character in the entire series. They are. Because, you know, they just are rude. Minimum amount of scrap needed before you can unlock it. I don't know. I hope we don't get Blue Smock Shepherd and Red and Buddy, because like they're unwholesome. Or Red and Buddy. He's just a little dog, and the Blue Smock Shepherd is very mean. Okay, they're almost done for, so we can finish them off.
완전히 녹아내렸네.
이제 쓸만해졌고. 나이스! 하나 제꼈다.
Mersault does command Dawn. It's not the relationship is not bayonet artillery. Molten shell shot. Oh, he's got ammo. Battlestar gain 1 molten shell shot. Red and Wolf are wholesome, right, XD? Well, it's not like they're rivals, bitter rivals, but Blue Smock Shepherd and Red and Buddy is just kind of like abusive Abno type deal, and there's not really any sinners that I feel like fit an abusive idea. Red and Wolf fit. Yes, Red and Wolf fit Ish and Heath very well. So what do you do with this molten shell shot? 5 target mass attack on hit, spend molten shell shot. So you can only the crab can only use the mass attack when it's got molten shell shot, but it only uses the shell shot after landing a success. Bayonet crab, bayonet artillery crab. How do you just find that on a beach and put it on your back as a hermit crab? That's a full-on cannon with like a bayonet. Are those like wheel? I can't tell. God.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Hermit crab. Ish is the wolf and Heathcliff is the mercenary. It could go either way. I definitely do think that's a pretty high likelihood, simply because then Heathcliff would have 2 wolf egos, which would be very strange. We'll have to see. We don't know their stories fully out and fully through yet, but like something like that would make a lot of sense. That's a city beach, so it seems about right. Yeah, that's true. Maybe there's been like a pirate war here. Surely there's gonna be at least. Are we gonna get like a pirate office when Canto 5 releases? Like surely, right? I really hope that's like the next gonna be like Roseband, or like the start of the season we're gonna get a pirate office with no context on who they actually are. Are the crabs intelligent or something? We actually have no idea. We know literally nothing about these crabs other than the fact that they've been here forever, quote unquote. Or a hive mind. Well, yeah, once again, No clue. Other than the fact they're probably related to, they're probably like a byproduct of U-Corp singularity being water pollution, polluting the ocean. Russian crabs. There we go. And yo, you did the most damage this time. That's good. Yusong did a lot too, but you did the most. Troubled waters. Oh, after troubled waters, we're at the end. Very cool. And after the next, we're just 40 short of being able to get Boatworks Sinclair. I'm gonna get lunacy from this. Battery low. Oh no. Can I do something like this? Okay, there we go. Oh, this is scuffed. This is very scuffed. What if I put this on my keyboard? There's like 3 different avenues that is well cheers. Well, story time. I'm gonna watch Cinder. We're wondering what I should do about Ishmael and Heathcliff. Definitely a fair thing to be wondering about. They are not doing great. At least we're as suffocating for them as it was for me. Well, save for Otis, maybe. You there, connect those parts. It will cause an issue with the intake fan. What do we do then? That's like 3 separate wires. Amateur. Allow me to demonstrate. This is nothing compared to what I had to do back in the day when I worked for the engineering corps. Engineering corps, okay. Otis, you appear to be rather knowledgeable in engineering. You need to support more boatwork bus modification. What did you do in the war? I thought you might be a combat medic. I thought you might be like a actual like commander. Now you're doing stuff. Did you just do everything in the war? Do you have any chance for this? Any documentation of the sinners may be partial to or have preferences for in their personal information forms? Oh, alcohol. Normal cheers, well cheers, executive manager, well cheers, kill team. Wonderlove, Road Home, Scaredy Cat could be Hung, Loon, Faust. There's definitely a lot of possibilities for like all the Oz Abnos, the Apocalypse Bird Abnos, the Magical Girl Abnos, and how they'll apply to the sinners. There's a lot of ways you could take stuff like that. Olga in this art, yeah, she's just alcohol. We do not keep records of such details. Yusong, as I have informed you repeatedly, it is the best policy as a sinner to leave the decisions to the managers. Oi! There's nothing like booze and getting right sloshed them into broken friendship. What, maybe you could try my secret weapon? No way! You mean the king trash crab brain wine that you've been talking about? Oh no. Are me interested, actually. God. No, I don't think I will. I shall inquire them myself. Thank you still. He looks so pathetic in this artwork. I love this expression he's making. He seems so, like, caring now. I don't think that Rodion and Gregor are both addicts. Maybe. I don't know how much of a drinker Gregor is. He's more of a smoker. Brain wine. Yeah, make wine out of brains. Why not? But look at this! Look at this! He's wearing the chef hat again. They're wearing their chef outfits. They're gonna fuck it again. Look at that apron with the red bear. Is the red bear like a city mascot or something? We've seen the red bear a lot. Like on Carmen's hairpin or that one child's shirt that like Dawn saved in Canto 3. Brain wine, what? Either they don't look too good. Mulder doesn't seem too happy right now with the cooking of these two. There's just a light bulb up there. Is there a light bulb?
여기서는
No. Silo would be preferable here. Marcel's counteracting her. Snap your neck's completely Silo. Huh? Yes, perhaps while doing so while they're alive would be a way of pursuing a new direction, art in the vein of an avant-garde spirit.
새로운 예술을 추구하는
Gambling and smoking are
과거이겠다.
considered addicts. Oh yeah, gambling, yeah. By the way, what the world just happened to his name? Is it? I'm suggesting to not to inflict them further pain. Would be a more appropriate method of engaging in the culinary arts. What did he say? Silo? So snap your neck completely, slice in blurry lied oat. First there, I'm going insane.
저기
I'm sorry, but when's dinner? You've been having the same conversation for the last 30 minutes.
벌써
Great, I'm dying here. I can hear the trash crabs going at it in my belly. They've poisoned Olga now as well.
누님,
Fix this, please get a hold of yourself. In the Ryofun Mersalt, we're trying to come up with a way to make the trash crabs more palatable. Not that it had any taste buds in their mouth, but it was starting to resemble actual food, at least in its presentation. Mersalt somehow became the cook of the team, huh? Wouldn't have expected that from him. Well, he's good at following directions, and while Otis was like the better chef, like on like a personal level, Mersalt's probably the best chef at making meals that like are crucial for requirements and stuff. And I think Otis is busy being like a boss of people, while these two are just at the cooking. They're going that way. Oh, it's these three again are just going at it. And they're such a like the first three sinners, the first three Cantos of sinners. They're such a good team. A child. Oh, Dawn's here too. It seems. Wow. I am not now, young sincere. Oh, go back to Gracia. You expected that the Frenchman was capable of cooking. And once again, Dawn's informing that she's not a child because some people are like convinced Dawn is a child when like, no. What do you mean? I'll take its left leg. Sure. Huh. Most other sinners were busying themselves with hunting trash crabs and collecting scrap. They said the practice makes perfect, and everyone was already performing rather well-coordinated attacks, even without my input. As for Heathcliff...
와, 그레고로 씨, 불쇼라도 보여주시는 건가요?
Oh, Gregor, are you showing off your rotisserie skills?
좀더 화려하게.
Dawn does seem shy. Insipid, your flames lack flair. Wait, he's just cremating it. It has been extracted. However, this can no longer serve its function as a proper source of nutrition. Sinclair's the youngest, but all of them are adults. Exactly. Like, you literally have to be 20 to be a fixer. It's literally, like, in Leviathan, it's stated that fixers need to be at least, like, 20 to get a license. The thing, and even then, like... And people who think Dawn is a child are very clearly missing the point. Give it hither. I have consumed not but 3 legs so far.
히스클리프군.
Heathcliff. Heathcliff?
뭐야, 그게 저기
Finn is somehow... Yeah, Finn is, like, the youngest. The only character... Finn is the youngest character we know of the age of, barring, like, we know Tifereth, and we know both Lisa and Enoch were children, of course, but, like, we don't know their actual age. They're definitely, like, the youngest we've seen, but otherwise, like, Finn is the youngest character we've gotten confirmed age for. Ah, oi, that's, the guy and I had a chat. I'm okay now. Was it really just a chat? Ugh.
아무튼
Just drop it. I won't trouble you lot no more. That's all. So, bear me some nosh. I don't know if Virginia's really had just a talk with Heathcliff, but I'm glad that, unlike most other times, he was here to at least get Heathcliff to calm down. But Ishmael... Moment, Dante. Well, as one-sided as his dad is going to be. As I'm sure you've already been told in brief. They conducted a little meeting with the two problem individuals. Either got beaten by Virgilius. Yeah. You will see that the discipline has proven effective with the Ishmael's case hasn't quite been resolved. Or to be more precise, there is no reason to resolve it. I kind of think it would say to make this calm. Well, it's similar to, like, I think for all of them it has something to do with their, like, wish. I guess you could call it. I forgot the exact terminology used to be, like, because Yi-Song, he was promised his wings if he joined Limbus Company. That's the whole thing. And he got his wings, he succeeded in that. So each of them has their own promises that they've been made, and they know will be made true if they follow through with Limbus Company. So Virgilius probably threatened him something about that. Something about Kathy, most likely. What are you talking about? You must be asking what I'm talking about. Okay. Not worthy. Hope you aren't expecting me to kindly explain everything to you. You will realize it on your own soon enough. After all, this babysitting and fostering nonsense is not a part of my work as manager, Dante. I know you're putting in extra work, and I appreciate it. Like if I didn't have to intervene anymore. Sure you would like that. You may consider the talk I voluntarily had with the two a small favor from me for your decent performance recently. Now I have remaining business with the fixers at Muller office. If Dante have pen and paper, maybe they don't know how to write. Who knows? Like that, Ishmael was left alone with little progress to speak of. According to the people from the boatworks, she apparently snuck out alone late at night to make various preparations. Ooh. Even when I visited her, when I found her hanging about and called over to her. She didn't respond to me at all. I doubt Heath would be so calm on the verge of threatening with Kathy, so he seemed generally calm enough the conversation, which is really weird. It seems off. Well, the thing is, Heathcliff isn't, like, only a brute. Like, that's how he, like, shows himself, but he is, like, a logical person. Like, beneath his, like, exterior. That's for sure. He's a lot smarter than most people give him credit for, that's for sure. I think that's becoming clear from this, from my point of view, at least. She seemed too deeply fixated on what she was doing. What should I do about her? No, what was I supposed to do, then? Well, a clear answer still eluded me. Mephistopheles' Misamere was entering its final stages. The notes, cough. That's true. Dante does have, like, a tablet they can use to, like, write stuff down. I think Virgilius just doesn't want to bother. Oh, yep. Requirements 500. Okay. So, I'm gonna need to do a little grinding. Not much. I just gotta do this one twice. That's fine. I'm not too bothered. No thoughts, head empty. Well, I just need to do this one twice? Yeah, twice. And then I'll have enough. That's fine.
No,
Nice.
완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸.
Rory Mersault is the best drive to sinners. Rory can drive drunk well enough that she can reach home without crashing. Mersault can't get drunk. I feel like people have, like, made, like... I feel like I've seen at least one person make a tier list of sinners based on how well they can drive. And, like, I think there's definitely, like, decent case to be made about all of them. The only question is, why does this exist? Like, stops if you have the story, if you have both of the event things, and it's even worse if you don't. I do wonder if that means I wonder if I wonder if there's still gonna be the scrap mechanic when the event ends. Then, like, will you need to get to 500 scrap in order to do the final thing, or will they just remove that requirement entirely? That's my current wonder. There's gonna be plenty of people that come in like later, and they're gonna do this after the event ends. Oh, another bayonet person. Oh wait, it's the same fight. I know exactly what's coming. I don't know why I'm being shocked by this. Oh damn, just a random like little gate. It's fine, honestly. It's effectively just making it take a little longer to beat it without adding too much more stuff. It's better than like the 50 nodes of Canto 4. I think I honestly might prefer it more than just them adding like 2 or 3 more like fights of just crabs. But yeah, if you don't have the event identity stuff, it is a bit worse because you just get, because I'm getting 80% more asterisk because like the EX clear rewards don't get multiplied. It's just the actual event things. So I've been getting like an average of like what 8 per node. We have every player, even new ones, tasted the grind all players went through. Base. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of grinding. Yeah, 36. This was almost enough straight up to be able to. Yeah, I'm 4 short. I'm gonna redo the first fight then, honestly. It really doesn't matter which one I redo. Actually, this costs... Why did I choose this? I should have chosen the... Oh no, whoops. This event does not seem clamp-plated. Alright, it's that shrimple. It is quite shrimple, actually. S.E.A beat you to that pun, unfortunately. You know what? There's no need to be so crabby. There's a lot of awful puns you could make right now. I don't know how far I want to go into the joke, though. There's a lot more jokes to be made. A lot more jokes that are plausible, but I don't know how far to go in. Ugh. That's all. I'm not making another. I refuse. I've made one, and that's one too many. Some of these guys, hit him with the old 1-2 crab killing attack. My favorite. Not being able to beat the event is just a krill issue. Funny idea. Bridal event, but the men are in dresses and the women are in suits. Yeah. Honestly, like, I could see. I don't think it'd be like that strange, really. Or if it would probably just be everyone in suits, honestly. That's the Project Moon style. Just everyone with like super stylish suits. Yeah, just kill this crab. Sloth has the resonance, nice. You did 50% of the damage, nice. Check rewards. Okay, we're no longer being gated out, and we get Bulwark Sinclair. Very nice stuff. Why is the notification thing here? Okay, it was just bugged. It should have been there. Because we get the actual dialogue from the Sinclair one. Right, now let's get to welding. Sure. What was it doing? Oh yes, new Sinclair. Sinclair's also gotten a 7th identity now. We will give this guy most of my remaining gold tickets. And I've got the thread, so we can uptie him. And we're gonna see his uptie story. See what this is. The upgrade certainly improved the output, but it kind of feels redundant if all I'm doing with it is catching more crab.
괜히 했나 싶네요.
But we'll see what this uptie has to say. Late at night, on a pitch-dark mud flat, flashes of blue sparks flickered on and off somewhere there. 2+1. 2+1 with 4 coins. It's so awful in the funniest way. Following the light that was too glaring to be from a lighthouse, yet too meek to be a fire. There was a child firing sparks at the insides of a large weapon with his welding rod. Let's see. The weld beads get it too big here. The electronics will affect, I've been told. But better keep it to a minimum. It's just 2+1. It's got 4 coins, but it's a 2+1. It becomes a 2+2 if he's got 10+ tremor count, but it's not exactly easy to get to that part. And then, what was I supposed to do next? Lifting his goggles, the child reads down the memo written on a small sheet of paper under the tiny lamp. That must be the circuit diagram his coworker drew for him. His skill 1 is meant to... It's meant to actually, like, trigger sinking a bunch. That's the point. You use it if you want to hit someone a bunch of times, like the one-sided attack, to get their sinking to go down a bunch. Right, now let's get to connecting circuits. This time, a thread of smoke quietly billowed instead of sparks. The child's brows were furrowed, perhaps disturbed by the acrid smoke created while soldering. And now... A click is followed by a hum of electric power. The child earnestly hoped that his modification of the weapon was a success. Alas... Come on, why? There's no reason it shouldn't work. Small sigh filled the shop's still air. Silence felt doubly palpable thanks to the weapon turning off. It's okay, let's try again. With a desperate look on his face, the child began examining the circuit board, holding a pair of tweezers in his hand. Most damaging skill 1, though. Yes, but it's gonna have trouble winning flashes. At the same time, a growing feeling of anxiety ruffled the child's mind. Being the last of the group to return from the book, it was by sheer luck that he was discovered before he starved to death, he thought. Though he happened to start working at a boat shop, his skills and prowess as a fixer weren't really needed here. When he tried to help out with hunting, the leader was doing it with far greater efficiency. And when he thought he'd lend a hand in mechanics, his colleague was much more capable than he was. The unease that he's too mediocre to make meaningful contributions in any field has been constantly haunting the child. Alright, well, with that buff, it's the same as Sunshower Heath, skill 1. Yeah, once again, similar to Sunshower Heathcliff, it's all about triggering sinking a bunch. So we can probably trust the most Gregor Sinclair Yisung so far into the story. Why does Gregor have the floor symbols on his arm? I don't trust him because of that fact. What does he know? This must be it! That's why the child is desperate. To upgrade his weapon, learning from his co-workers, and hunt trash crabs with greater efficiency using the improved weapon. There! That's the only way he could think of to be helpful. Great. I'll give it a test run on tomorrow's hunt. Things don't always go so swimmingly, however. It's working, I guess, but it's not quite there. Looked like the modification didn't go as the child planned. With an uncertain look, the child laboriously slew trash crabs. Maybe the gear ratio in the part where the chains are attached was off. Alright, I'll ask about it when I get back. Still, the child doesn't give up. He'll keep at it until a better solution is found. Okay, nothing too special there. Fine. That's fine. And rewards, very nice. Oh, I've got stuff here to claim. It's just gonna be the one for killing a bunch of people. Yeah, I'll take it though. I'll take it. Now we just can do the last scrap. which is just a normal fight, it seems. Here within 15 turns. So is there no, like, dungeon? Oh, we get 7 people, though. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What you three will add,
투입이군요.
and... Sure, this team will work. Did I think about this team at all? No. I just added 2 people. All the sinners, save for Ishmael, gathered to behold the finished product. Ooh, look at that. That looks stylish. Do I behold with mine eyes the transformed bus? Yep, you do. Would one call this a bus boat or a boat bus? The classic poet moment. I think I'll go with bus boat.
바퀴는 어디 갔죠?
Where'd the wheels go? We'll need them once again once we're done with U-Corp's district. Needless confirmed. Of course it is modified to be amphibious with both a boat form and a bus form. Let's go. Some kind of magic bus?
메피스토펠레스는 원래부터
Myriad of possibilities
여러
Mephistopheles
가능성이
holds means it has always been
좀
capable of
기능을
various
지닌
functions.
곳이었어요.
Hasn't the past
파우스트가
expounded
말하자면
upon this detail once? Now, that's enough of that. Let's start it up. Oh. Mika fiddled with its controls. The bus shuddered away. And sputtered off with the odd screeching noise we heard earlier, which is gonna trigger the big crab. I think we're missing something. Maybe it's the form transmogrify that's messing up. Yeah, I thought my eardrums were going to burst. If I could possibly be causing that noise. Mika, it's the one part we had to make do with what we had. What was that? Did you just say, make do? Ooh. I didn't have a choice. There wasn't enough parts in stock. Is this the bolt? Is this the bolt that Faust was talking about with the Technology Liberation Alliance people? It's one thing that's supposed to be irreplaceable, but the problem is... This wasn't the sound of its engine. Was it?
이전에 마주했던
It's the
거대
gigantic
불어대는
mutant we've
자체입니다.
encountered before. It's headed
이쪽으로
this
오고
way.
있군요.
It's likely drawn here by the same clamor as before. That was a funny camera movement. They haven't done something like that before in a cutscene. That's good news. That big boy's the exact part we're missing on the back. Don't it? It does, I guess? Big Sis, are you really? I am really. It's that one expensive and tricky to manufacture part, isn't it? Is Mika gonna die here? Is that gonna be the joke? Remember the way it killed the employees of other boat workshops? Clamor, okay. Alright. These puns are getting out of hand. Well, that's because it crashed into us, not because we were hunting. But now, I have these lads and lassies to help us. They killed the people that helped us start Molar Boatworks from our bum days, didn't it? Looks like this is just the time to give it a right smashing down its noggin. Make me some more wine juice out of its brain, too. Big Sis? Can we get some, too? What do you mean, we? This King Trash Crab is supposed to be a few years old, so it has to be the same one from earlier. Anyway, all we need to do is catch and kill it. Break in it. Right on. You heard her, Clockface. Heathcliff turned to me, visibly eager to go up and crush him still. Let's not. Isn't this better for us? Really? Ishmael? Gee, Ishi, where have you been all this time? I was making preparations for a survival in the Great Lake, obviously. The least I can do is make an exhaustive guide on whales you can study up on, right? Marine biologist Ishmael. You know I don't read that kind of stuff. No one read the K-Corp pamphlet. You really think you can get people to read about your whale pamphlet? I'll keep reminding you until you have no choice but to read it. The manager, we still need more time. There's so much more to prepare. The King Trash Crab can be built, can't it? Let's do that and finish modifying the bus later. More time in our hands. Ishmael. I'm not sure. My lack of memory doesn't help, of course, but I don't get what you're so scared of or what we're supposed to be preparing for. Nobody reads. There's a decent chance, like, someone's illiterate. I don't know. They might all actually be literate. Much as I want to respect your opinions and reflect them, I don't think this is the best for all of us, so... There is no all of us. Huh? Let's be honest here. Is any one of us devoting themselves for the sake of this all of us? We all signed a contract with Limbus Company for our own goals. IDD Song did as we saw last time, and all the other sinners did. Aren't we only in this together to achieve our personal aims? And you too. Forcing yourself to look for those golden vows, things you've probably never heard of once in your life just so you can get your memories back. You have a more selfish motive than anyone else here. So why do you pretend like you're doing anything for all of us? Okay, what a lame point to try and make. You can help others whilst helping yourself. How dare you raise your voice against... Enough. Cordelia seems to have been discreetly listening into our conversation, joined the conversation as though he's been part of it from the start. Ishmael, I believe I made myself clear during our meeting. The contract comes first. Contract, huh? Sure, this is a company I'm working for. Of course it does. It's just wrong here. Yep, exactly. Ishmael glared at me with a face unlike anything she'd shown before. I sensed clear hostility in her eyes. Fine, I'll abide by the oh-so-honorable contract. Manager, give me your orders and I'll follow them. So if there's anything you want from me from now on, state them. Clearly. I won't get out of line by providing unsolicited help or explanations any longer. What are we waiting for? Weren't you going to order us to go kill that giant crustacean? I'll gladly obey as is stipulated in the contract, Manager Dante. After Ishmael finished speaking, she blankly stared at me as if awaiting my order, to which I could only reply with, "Let's go." As soon as I finished, Ishmael turned around and left the shop as if on cue. All I could do was lead the other sinners and follow her. Just then, I heard vicious sounds of crashing waves and roars of an all-crushing storm. Visions of destruction passed before me. Limbs and bits of flesh tearing off in the shredding storm that brings crashing waves, Ishmael hanging onto the ship for dear life. This is the image we saw at the last Tokyo Game Show in the little trailer there. The more it seems like Sinclair, the situation where he was asking people to live, sinners are so traumatized they can't think properly and they get emotional. Looks like we lost Ishi's trust. Yeah. We've already been losing her trusts ever since Canto 2, the casino event. She has not had any faith in Dante. And a behemoth of an eye, its overwhelming and all-consuming size looming over the ship, watching her in silence. People to live. Yeah. Perhaps this could be a clue to Ishmael's perplexing behavior. Interesting. Random, like, flashback of Ishmael's past where you can see the whale in the background. So we've got 15 turns for this fight. And it's gonna be the big one. The song is going hard though. Oh, you're like awful. I'm using a skill 1. That's the issue. I should never use a skill 1. Let me see. Let me think this through a little more. The song is going super hard, that's why I'm not talking too much. Like this works. I don't like how the new sanity looks. It's been bothering me a lot. It looks so weird right now. Well, you've got 15 turns to do this. That's definitely doable. Please get more heads this time. Good job. You got more heads this time. Okay, nice. Nice 4. Okay, nice. We're winning a lot of clashes, getting our sanity up early. That's good. I assume this is going to be the fight that I'm just going to need to grind for hours, isn't it? That's vaguely unfortunate. Kind of sad it's not like a mirror dungeon type thing. I was kind of hoping for it to be. Oh, they're starting to cannibalize each other. This is where their whole cannibalizing each other thing is actually going to start mattering. Sanity looks really bad. I'm fine with the same color, but how they changed sanity because it is not it. Yeah, looks so weird now. They simplified it a lot. Using and bursting charm for this fight would be a good idea, executive man. Yeah, that's a fair enough suggestion. Are we clashing everything? If so, just go for the big guy multiple times. There we go, seems good. Oh, we're gambling. He's gonna burst himself. He's fine. It really isn't that bad. I need to remember that he's gonna just stagger and kill himself if I'm not careful. Okay, nice. Let's see if sent to get a bunch of tremor going early for these songs. One crab down. This will be some decent damage. They resist the slash. Oh, it still was enough to kill. And he's got... Oh, they're all staggered, so the aggro does nothing. But then the music changes. It's going so hard, too. It's so sad. Because it did similar thing with, like, Papa Bongi. Like, it played his music for, like, the first 2 turns, and then it just switched to the generic music. Say generic music, I mean the chapter 2 Abno second part of the song. I think new stuff. It's not actually right. Yeah, it's not actually new stuff. Where did they change on the dashboard? There's another one next to the character. Yeah, it is very strange. It looks a lot less stylized at the bottom now, which is super sad. Canto 5, we've got Dante trying to regain Ishi's trust. Once you take a wrong turn, there will be difficult task to regain. Oh yeah, it did say something like that, didn't it? Ooh. Well then, we're gonna have to see how that goes. Here's Assault is not gonna win any classes. I hate to break it to you. You're a loser, Sinclair. Just giving it to you straight. Oh, great. You're gonna need to clash with. You've got a neutral, Sinclair. You can do this. I believe in you now. You're no longer a loser in my book. You can do this. Dominate. So we just gotta deal with these two. So Gregor takes one. And you take the other, and now you're gonna kill the big guy as well. I wonder if after Dawn's chapter she'll be super depressive. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Dawn's whole thing is... I'm pretty sure, like, Dawn's entire character arc is going to be the fact that, like, her justice is indeed correct, because, well, it is. Like, that's the thing. She's absolutely, like, the person in the right most of the time. Most of the time, of course. She definitely gets, like, tricked by some people some of the times, but like, Sinclair turned out to be another Chef Gregor situation. I'm not really that shocked. Like, I mean, think about it like this: who actually used like range fades? No, what I was saying is, no, I'm pretty sure Dawn's entire thing is just gonna be, her beliefs are going to be like instilled, just kind of more so refined. Sinclair is not good for clashing. Like Marriott. Yeah.
출력 안정화.
He's trying his best occasionally.
다시 복구하긴 힘들 걸. 완전히 녹아내렸네.
Hitting multiple people here, taking out multiple people at once, very convenient.
혼자서 적을 전부 쓸어버리시다니.
Another Gregor 3-star. Yeah, he's only at 1 3-star still. G-Corp Gregor's pretty good. And look at this guy. Emergency nutrient supply. This is the U-Corp logo, isn't it? Union. It's two U's connected. It is absolutely Union. You did when you did with appearance projections, because it didn't bother with instructions because he looked cool. Yeah, fair enough. You know, this is absolutely the U-Corp logo, because these are two U's that are like Union and Union together. Something like that. The colors could honestly mean that like they're kind of like two U's that have been kind of like taken apart and put back together, kind of merged together, meshed together. Let's see, what passes do we have? When it defeats an ally, heals 5% of HP, end of the turn. If unit has healed 50% of max HP with the above effect, restore the shell. Check it out, sin resistances. It sure does. And one of each crab type. So he's gonna try killing his allies. Shell attack. Powerful pommel. A lot of mass attack type things from him. Not really looking like that scary, but he's trying. So I think we gotta try and take out these guys first and foremost, I guess. We also want to attack the shell. Is this not the shell? Head, shell. Oh, no, the shell's that one, I see. Attack all these units, heal HP, does damage back to the attacker. That's fine then. Who was this being targeted with? You? Yeah, right, that works. Should it be possible that IDs, but not Chef Gregor, because that made you so mad. It's more like Magnus me than unit. Well, it's two U's that have been united. That's what I'm getting at. Because especially if you look at like the colors, like you can kind of see like the blues and yellows have kind of been meshed together weirdly. You can't spell it and you're losing right now. Well, yes, magnets also have to do with uniting, though. That's the thing, because you know magnets are all about like connect together, stuff like that. I think it's all relating back to this whole idea of like unite, unity, union, something along those lines.
최선을 다해보지. 방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않다는 사람 누구야?
Let's see. We can sun shower. You gotta keep that in mind. Hitting almost everything. If we go for the shell, we will actually be able to hit everything. What else can I do here? Trying to think. There's so many arrows here because he's trying to kill all his allies. And you know, fair enough. Life lesson, kill your teammates. Like, this is a dominating with his skill one, not bad. What were their singularity? Did we get any mentions? We did. Yes. So their singularity is being used in 3 different ways, because it's the stasis preservation box that was mentioned in Ruin and slightly before. Think about buying the pass just for Sun Shower, that's fair enough. If there's some sort of tuning fork, it seems to be, it is Unity. They talked vaguely. They were talking about using U-Corp Singularity to combine pieces of metal together to get them into the optimal shapes. That's why they're getting all this scrap metal. They're using U-Corp Singularity. But it was also the preservation boxes and some kind of tuning fork that upon being mentioned, Ishmael had her whole breakdown and talked about like people merging together with Ahab something or other. Didn't mention Ahab by name, but like almost certainly Ahab. Who are you being attacked by? The defense. That doesn't do anything for us then. You can clash against this one then. Isn't the U-Corp logo looking more like resonance/tuning fork? Oh, wait. Oh, you might be right. Oh yeah, I forgot that sure is what tuning forks look like. They do kind of look like magnets. What's the gimmick, by the way? Do you mean the gimmick for the fight? So far, all I know is if it kills its allies, it heals. I don't know the rest of the gimmick. It's got some passive effect that's saying if it healed 50% or more, body's restored. So we probably need to take out the shell. I'm kind of focusing on clashing right now, stuff like that. We can't do this on you, maybe? Yes. I'm gonna let you try killing that one. Something like this might work. Then, because of the fact it doesn't tell you all the sloth power-up, God. It win rateable, therefore it doesn't matter. XD. Fair. $425 damage, nice. They're all weak to Pierce and they're weak to Sloth, so pretty good. Pretty nice.
다음 세상으로 넘어가려면 자, 여기구나.
Yeah, this crab is very dying.
가지 않아가 맥없이 꺾이는구려.
Because, like, these guys, they don't have story, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I was looking, yeah, they don't have any story stuff. The shell's been destroyed. Wasn't 7% HP, brew plumbing, target another ally with least HP, healing HP on ally. When the shell's broken, the part has -2 skill power, and there's one thing we don't know yet. The only thing you know is they can casually inflict 12 rupture count. As you do. And he's got several... Wait a second. Wait a second. This is Crab Rave. This he's got this skill is called Crab Rave. After check, summon 3 crabs with less than 5 other crabs on the field at the end of the turn. Max 5. He's literally using Crab Rave. It says after attack, so does that mean after a successful attack? Do I need to stop this attack? Do I pursue into this guy? Probably. Oh, we can soda him, too. Might as well. It took me a second to realize. I was like, wait a second, what is the Teth? Why is his Teth purple? But no, it's just soda. I completely forgot about soda until now. Oh my god, they really did just hit us with the Crab Wave. But we're getting Pursuance, we're getting a bunch of sloth damage up thanks to the Sun Shower, so it's going to be a good Pursuance, that's for sure. And the King Crash Crab is very dying this turn. Oh, look at this Fierce Assault. He's got enough Tremor that it's getting +2 on each of the coins. And then Soda. It's incredible. And look at how well Cheers is doing. They're hitting it so hard.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
관리자님, 역시 저는 생각하지 못하는 방법을 떠올리시는군요.
If we do enough damage to him, we could stagger plus him. Yeah, we're absolute stagger plussing him. And he's at 56 HP now. So what do you know his last passive is? Head is broken, -2 skill, final power. Okay. Simple enough, Soda. And then Honolulu just kills him. Honolulu does not kill him. Sinclair's primary finishes the job. It's such a good skill. Can you do a Welcher's corrosion? I should have. I really should have. Oh well. We've seen what the corrosion looks like. It's very stylish. We don't know what Ryoshu's corrosion looks like, but it'll be a while before we can see that, so unfortunate. Should have thought about doing it beforehand. Oh well. According to Virgilius, the people at the boatworks have been saving up for a trip back to V-Corp's backstreets where their fixer office used to be. After experiencing a warp train malfunction, they'd apparently decided they'd rather take the car. Oh, they just think it's a malfunction. They don't know the truth. I considered telling the truth I learned from a number of identities, but I figured ignorance is bliss and kept my figurative mouth shut. Did not see it sadly. It's in the trailer. It's in the trailer. You can see it there on Project Moon's Twitter. It's very funny looking, though. Maybe I feared the things I said could bring bad results again, like how Ishmael has fallen out with me. Come on, get working. Oh, we got him now. Think our skill won't kill the boss. I love the city I live in. I love the city I live in. I love the city I live in. Looks like our job's done, and you know they're alive still. They're not gonna live it through. They're not gonna be alive by the end of chapter 5. They're gonna die some horrible death because like it's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna be able to go home now, and then they're gonna die right beforehand. It's the trope. And lucky you, the tide is in. You should be able to set off now. Now then, switch to boat mode. Okay. He transforms thusly then. I gotta say, I have great admiration for whoever designed this vehicle. I've heard stories of it, but see it in motion firsthand. I was just like, wow, thank you very much. He's right, it could most certainly change into other forms as long as the core is intact. We're gonna get the plane eventually, aren't we? Limb train. Can such a core be real? I'm just amazed, for lack of a better term. Will die to the fixers, yeah. Indeed, Faust is amazing. Alright, now get in your vehicle. You can switch the mode again once you're in the water. Aboard the now boat-shaped Mephistopheles, we forge ahead into the ever-rising waters. Our relationship with Ishmael is still precarious, which is something I still wasn't sure what to do about. Hopefully they won't get Samjo treatment, they will. But since some of the sinners were also trying to support towards Ishmael, I decided that it would be best if I tried to come up with a solution in the meantime. Maybe I'll find out more the further we get from the shores of the Great Lake. It's sailing alright. His death was so lame. It was, but like, it was fitting. He died in ignorance of bliss. That's for sure. Poor Samjo though. We need a Samjo identity for his sake. Does that mean we can get paid and go out for a meal now? We actually got our money a minute ago. As soon as we filled our end of the contract, a delivery fix from DevChat Association came by and paid us the remainder. That. The Russian, yeah. The Russian Association. Okay. We have a new association name. That's pretty cool. That really real perfect, sure. Oh, our contractor turned out to be a pretty big deal, huh? How we take a break from crash crabs and splurge some pork belly barbecue. Sounds good, big sis. By the way, Mika. Yes? When did we add a submersible mode to the modifications? We didn't? You know, the Ninth Association. Here's the question, though. Why did they deliver payments? What does DevChat is also Rodion? Yeah, it is the Rodion one. 9/Russian. Yeah. But what do they do? Because we know, because if they brought money, you'd think they'd be like the Bank Association, but no, Bank Association is OFI, which is the 11th Association, the Swiss German one. So what is DevChat then? What are they for? This looks like it's listing. Get the water out, quick! I found a hole. This must be. We're off, Glub. They may handle payments. Yeah, payments just separate from OP. I'll get the lifeboat. Guess we should also prepare penalty fees to pay. We're so screwed. you did her. Okay, incredible. Or contract associate. I do think there is one. Then her origin associated name connection is only getting stronger. Weird. Oh, I need to click here. Oh, fin. Oh, like a fish fin. How silly. With her frantic attempts to drain the bus and Karen's skillful rowing. Oh, because she has an oar with her at all times. Of course she can row. Managed to get back to the boatworks and have the bus repaired. With that, her voyage on the Great Lake began somehow in earnest. What did they do? They just failed they just didn't fully fix the boat. They messed up somewhere and the boat sank because of them. So now they're gonna get docked a significant portion of their payment. That was only 60 plus modifying scrap as far as the repeatable stuff goes. The grind might actually be worth. Hang on. Hang on. What do you mean that was only 60? But here's the thing, you gotta just keep on repeating this, and each time, you're only gonna get 40 times whatever multiplier you have. This is awful. Huh? Because you need to get to 4,000. It's roughly as bad, I'd say, from the sounds of this. Karen's probably a better boat driver than a bus driver, indeed. Well... It costs modules to do, though, right? Yeah, it's just one module. Okay, that's fine, then. It's gonna be a lot of... It's gonna take some time to do that, for sure. Well then. I'll try and get the sodas sooner or later. I'm not gonna try and rush for it too hard. Better because it takes less time to do. I guess that's true. I'm gonna make it like... I know, it seems like it feels even more mindless. Maybe it's not as long. You gotta make it like 400... No. Not 400 times. It's, well, currently 60, up to 4,000. It increases every time. Oh, I see. Right, they mentioned that. Their job specialty is finding loopholes. Yeah, it could be something like that. Right, they said something like each one, like you get more, if you keep on doing it, you'll get more and more, something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. You just kind of got to keep a streak going. So it's not just 40. Okay. Well, that'll make the grind not nearly as bad then. Fine with me. Well, this has been a successful run. But before I end the stream, I want to talk about, my current, like, plan thing for future streaming. That being the fact that I think this week, I think I'm gonna start trying to stream, I think I'm gonna stream LobCorp. Honestly, I want to do a replay of the game. And I think streaming it could be pretty fun. My plan is, I think I'm gonna stream it Saturday. Probably like Saturdays and Mondays, something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. You should do the Space Station 13, play the LobCorp server. I should. I'll look into that. That is a good point. I've heard good things about that. 9 hours grind across 2 weeks, which isn't that bad. Yeah, I'll probably get it done by like tomorrow or 2 days from now. But I'm just gonna... Yeah. Join back to the live stream on Saturday, and I think I'll get to doing LC streams. And I've already... Whoop. I've made a form. If you want to submit yourself as like an agent, feel free to fill in the Google form right there. I'll like link it in something or whatever. But like everything is there, something like that. Yeah, I'll look into the space station thing too. That also does sound very interesting. I've seen some gameplay. I don't think I've seen anything on the LobCorp one. That is something I should add to the list of potential plans. Yeah, feel free to fill out that form if you want to get like an agent for your character into the game. I'll probably just be doing random ones like that. And but yeah, the plan is Saturday 10 p.m., which is the same time I did this stream, and potentially also Monday. Like Saturdays and Mondays is my idea. We'll see how it goes though. But yeah, thank you guys all for being here for the stream. a lot's been going down in the Project Moon community as of late. It's been a little hectic, but I feel like this was a good distraction, that's for sure. I enjoyed the mid-chapter a lot. It was pretty cool, a lot of funny moments. And I'm glad that you guys all joined me for this too. It's been fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.